The opinions expressed of this show are for entertainment purposes and should not be misconstrued or interpreted as fact. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
Introducing PubCoin. PubCoin is the rewards program for pub sports contributors. Regular chat contributors share their play of the day, POD, in the YouTube chat, including the phrase POD in their message. At the end of the week, the amount of units earned are converted into PubCoins. PubCoin can be used as reward points for prizes, shop discounts, and contests.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mills here, Pub Sports Radio. Do you guys want to challenge the personalities here at Pub Sports Radio? Do you guys think you're better than them at entering in your MMA predictions and picks? Would you want to get paid for it? $100? Here's how you do it, man. You sign up right here at the link below. It's just this easy. PubSportsRadio.com. Enter your email. Pick your weekly picks. That's it. Oh, and you get bonus points if you can predict how they're going to win in what round. Every single week, a new winner's getting crowned. So every Saturday on Pub Sports Radio. So come on and check us out. You can win $100 just for signing up. Only thing you need to do is see if you can beat us here at Pub Sports Radio by entering your UFC predictions and picks weekly. Do it. I dare you. See you guys soon.
Upgrade your membership to Gold. You will be automatically entered in every horse race, every Wednesday and Friday. It is time to race horses. We are racing camels today.
Shout out to the Gold members. We're racing in San Antonio immediately here. And we're off. 2 minutes, 74 canals on this racetrack. It's wide. We're racing in San Antonio.
Matt Wally moving forwardly. Jeff Slaughter in the mix as well. And as is Randall Sheffield, who's put that beautiful nose out front.
But it's actually real grass here, Jimmy. Maybe Kentucky bluegrass. Oldie, no! There he goes. Oldie in the lead now. K. Wolf falls back. The horses love it. Sometimes they stop and eat it on the way to the finish line. That's why your horses start so far in the back. Here. Oh, look at Nussflush Allen bursting out here. J-Dub in the mix. Rude Boy up here as well. Jimmy, take it away.
There's Oldie. Oldie is moving to the front. We are past the halfway mark in our 2 mile. And there's Ricky Levy.
Oh my goodness, he's in the mix here. Jimmy, take it home. This is our first dog race ever.
19 seconds left in the horse race here. It's Fernando Mendoza trying to find the wire. 14 seconds left. Can Fernando Mendoza take this home? Here comes Kenny Can. Kenny Can wants a piece of the pie. Put his schnoz up front. Ricky Bobby, 9 seconds left. Can Donut Silks make a run? Can Res Mall make a run to be $50?
You son of a bitch!
Here comes Tori Coker. Kenny Can, Smoke and Mirrors, Director 97. Home. That is a way. Here comes Jason Meyer, the Eldorado Custodian. Billy Friedrich. Jones one all coming down the finish.
Coin! Nowhere!
Oh no! Fanatical Jim!
From the corporate Peter Low Shack, legendary sports handicap a more dapper than a dom. Father young phenom, known as Jimmy, who declared one day that the bag was here to stay. Information like a PSA, when we all PSR, Pub Sports Radio, bizarre. Is a man named Slaughter and he flipped the script. No competition in this shit, they quit the trip. But we say above it. Bet I'm at the bag and you love it. You want a top 10, we above it. Let's check.
What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Looking here at my man Billy Friedrich's Pig Milk Play of the Day. Looks like we're on the other side of each other, Billy. Ooh, yeah. Looks like we're on the other side of each other, Billy. I cannot wait to talk about the hockey game tonight. I am angry that I didn't move on the basketball game last night. I have hopefully made amends. Let me move this over. Made amends with my NBA action this evening. We went 1-1 in WNBA. We had a winning night, Oilers -1. It is the gift that keeps giving. Who cares what the market does? Not us. Market can do whatever it pleases because we know that the Edmonton Oilers are going to win the Stanley Cup. We've been saying it all season long. It's okay if the market doesn't know. It's okay if the market's a little behind. Another easy casher with the Edmonton Oilers. I've got to figure out that. I might have to move this at some point. It is kind of blocking a few notes. Shout out to everybody joining us. We've got Justin McKelvey in the house. Stacks play today. Number 1, the Athletics. Stacks play today. Number 2, the over 8. Oh, this is gonna let me just see if I can fix this a bit here. Oh yeah, let's move it like that. There we go. Still looks fine. Still looks just fine. It is getting in the way of my important copying and pasting. Let's get this all copied and pasted. Great to see all of you guys. I can't wait to talk about the card today. It was nice to get the week off to a winning start, even though it wasn't a glorious night. I mean, the Pacers and the team total over and the Halliburton, but whatever. We'll just stay focused here. Billy Friedrich, Pig Milk Play today. Panthers team total over. God, I can't wait for this hockey game tonight. I am shocked how confident I am. I am bullish. I still only bet a unit on it, so maybe I'm not that bullish. Gorky ready to get to work. Leon, Big Daddy Boom. There's Ronnie Lofton, Guillermo Zertucci, and Toby Lane Play of the Day. Canes money line and OKC alt line -5.5 for Toby Lane. Let's get this all copied and pasted. Now we got to work fast. We only have Gogster for a fixed amount of time. And so we're going to get started with NHL. And then we're going to go right into MLB. We got afternoon action here that we will be attacking. Thank you guys for joining us. Mally Mal ready to get to work. Ronnie Lofton also cashing that team total over with the Oilers. Isaiah Scurry in the house. Great to see. Walla Dose ready to get to work. Mally Mal, I think you mean the Atlanta Dream because the Connecticut Sun was a terrible call. They got destroyed. But great to see all of you guys. Big Daddy Boom ready to get to work. Alex Steele, T Moss, J Cop, Coin. Let's get it. He's on the under 8. Let's get this copied and pasted. We're gonna have lots of time to get our afternoon action in. And I was very focused on just having everything ready for breaking down action. Zach Hyman out for the season per Elliot Friedman an hour ago. Yes, Chris Mack, that was disappointing. Wine Time says Pacers were a beautiful thing. Dougie White says the Pacers were easy money. You guys were absolutely right. As usual, we're running nice. Cactus Black, new name in the chat, ready to go. Saturate says 99 days till the NFL. Spooner, Mets, White Sox, first 5 under. Let's get Spooner's action here. It's all good. Don't worry, Mally Mal. It was an ugly loss of the Connecticut Sun. I was very wrong, but I was very right about the Atlanta Dream. So, whatever. A 1-1 day. It's not good. It's not what I want. We haven't started out the year great in WNBA. But, as always, all our records will be here up front and center, and we will. Well, look, there's no guarantees. There's no locks. I'd like to say the only guarantee is that I'm going to beat NHL every year. But even that's not a guarantee. What's a guarantee is that we'll be honest and accountable for what we do here on the show. And every single person who comes on the show, I will track. That's what we can guarantee. Let's get to work. We have a lot of work to do. Let's bring on the star of NHL programming here on Wednesdays, Betting with the Bag, Pub Sports Radio, coming to us from Bell Vegas. Starting to warm up a little bit in Belleville as well. He's out on the golf course. He's enjoying life. Please welcome our friend, Mr. Gogster, to the show. Oh, maybe Jose dealing with another show. Gogster, what's happening, man? How are you? I can't hear you. Is that me?
That's a Gogster on the old mute there. That's a first there. Just, ready to rock, guys. Yeah, golf season's upon us, Jim. Weather's nice. Playoffs are starting to heat up here. AHL, we got the Eastern Conference Final for the Calder Cup going on too. So, it's a full hockey season, Jim. Looking forward to breaking the game down.
Let's get to work, my friend. Let's get to work. Thank you guys for joining us. The National Hockey League. We're back where we've spent a lot of time over the last month, just a taint hair away from 20 units, and I want to take care of business.
Yeah, let's do it.
And Gogster, your record has been sent in, so I'm sure Jose will have it up for the next. Oh, but this is the only game. But I'll go. You went 1-1 last week, so it's a no harm, no foul there. So I'll go over your record because I imagine my eyes are falling apart. I gotta see if they'll do another LASIK on me. Gogster, you are plus 3.29 units on the year. ROI plus 1.52%. A very high average line, the highest we've ever had. Average line of plus 148. So that means that he's at 44.7%, 97 and 120, and still in the black because of the very high average line. Let's get to work, my friend. I cannot wait for this hockey game. So I am so confident. I'm so confident in the Carolina Hurricanes.
Oh, here we go.
Now, being confident doesn't necessarily equate to making any money.
I agree.
But I am so confident. AM on the over 5.5. It was a great call by AM on the under 6.5 last night. We got Joey DFS in the house. UFC is back. Planted flag fighter Bruno Lopez plus money. Got that copied and pasted. Thank you, Joey DFS, one of the stars of the Locker Room Talk podcast here. Lex Steele and Panthers in regulation. There's just my 2 cents, another star of the Locker Room Talk podcast. I was on Carolina in game 4, and I had a bunch of people message me going, can you explain why? I guess those were people who hadn't watched the show. My confidence has grown. Now, I'm not here saying that Hurricanes are going to win the series. I'm not saying they're going to win game 6 in Florida, but I absolutely love this spot tonight. Let's go over the line history here quickly, and then we'll get into a Gogster's breakdown. I do have my Hurricane towels that were sent to me from Billy Friedrich.
Fucking A.
Yep.
Fucking A.
We have the Panthers at minus 103. They opened up at minus 105. I bet them immediately. I could have got them at plus 112 last night. I had no idea that had happened. We're back at minus 103. We did get up to minus 107. From a total side of things here, we have a 5.5. This opened up plus 106 to the over. It's now plus 113 to the over. But I can understand why AM is on the over in this one. So let's roll. Bobrovsky now has the exact same save percentage as Freddie Anderson in the playoffs. In fact, Freddie Anderson has a better goals against average.
Well, shit.
That's the situation that we are dealing with now after Freddie's shutout. Bobrovsky has 3 shutouts in the playoffs. Freddie has 2. The special teams advantage slightly towards the Carolina Hurricanes. Remember, they had the 25th best power play during the regular season. NHL playoffs, 26.1%. Freddie Anderson, 20 save shutout, and it was pretty easy.
Yeah.
Anderson had allowed 9 goals on 36 shots in games 1 and 2. Kochetkov came in game 3. Stankoven is a sniper. He's going to be a great player in the National Hockey League. He gave him the first lead of the series, 10:45, the second period. Nikishin looks like the real deal. It's a huge help to the defense, with Chatfield hurt. Chatfield could come back. Carolina's first win in the Eastern Conference Final since June 1st, 2006. They finally end a 16-year, 15-game losing streak in the Eastern Conference Final. What a weight off their shoulders. They outshot the Panthers 28-20. They outshot the Panthers 23-12 in the first 40 minutes. They blocked 15 shots.
Yeah.
Florida still leads 3-1. Look, they're in control. They're 7-2 on the road in the Stanley Cup playoffs. They've won the last 4 road games. They won the first 2 road games of the series. But good God, does this power play look different without Sammy Reinhart? So they're saying, Sammy Reinhart's questionable. Look, I didn't think Neesmith was going to play last night. I could be wrong. I don't think that Sammy Reinhart plays again in the playoffs. And I hate saying that. So I hope he proves me wrong. I'm a huge fan of the Reinhart family. But Nico Mikkola has been, dare I say, better than Ekblad. Nico Mikkola has been the best defenseman on the Florida Panthers. So you take out their sniper on the power play. You take out a defenseman who started to remind me, and I hated to say it, of Victor Hedman. Panthers 0-4 with only 4 shots on goal with the man advantage. They went 4 for 5 on the power play with in the first 2 games. They're 0 for 8 since Sam Reinhart went down. Sam Reinhart had 30 points on the power play during the regular season, 13 goals, 17 assists. How many high danger shots on goal do you think the Panthers had in Game 4, Gogster? Unless you may know this stat, but how many do you think they had?
I don't. I'll say they had 2.
That's exactly what they had.
Oh, let's go.
Fucking 2.
Yeah, that's expected.
2. That's it. Just 2. And you know what? Dare I say, the Panthers looked slow out there. Also, I mean, we already know the Oilers are going to win the Cup. Maybe the Panthers aren't that good. Take out Reinhart and Mikkola. I mean, these are superstars. Now, Mikkola's not a superstar yet. 2 high danger situations. Unbelievable. Carolina, as I've said all series long, spends more time in the offensive zone than Florida. Offensive zone time percentage in Game 4, 45.3% for Carolina. That was their highest mark since Game 1. Remember, in Game 1, they had 46.7%. It's the 4th straight game they had an advantage over Florida in that category. Carolina is 6-0 in the Stanley Cup playoffs when they score the first goal. All of a sudden, we have a series, folks. We have a series. Aubrey says, do I think this goes 7? No, I think Florida probably wins Game 6 in Florida. We can get to that in due time. But tonight, friends, it is a hurricane warning in Carolina. A hurricane warning in Carolina. Rock you like a hurricane, Gogster. Rock you like a goddamn hurricane.
Jesus.
I should already plan what I'm going to do with this cash. Like I would ever take it out of the bankroll. I want my bankroll to grow. But we're getting this money this evening. We got this money in Game 4. And we're going to be on a little streak as we head into the Stanley Cup final. Mr. Gogster, take it away, my friend.
Oh, these breakdowns, Jim, in the playoffs have been unbelievable, but I just want to say that. The Hurricanes, they got some life I have here. Florida looks slower as that game went on, but this kind of happened, Game 6 against Toronto, and that Game 7, we just got absolutely demolished. It's just tough for me kind of still to see the points are key though with Reinhart out. Boqvist, he was clutch though, had that game-winning goal in Game 4, I think it was there. Or Game 3. And then you got Mikkola, this Bell, I can't pronounce his name, guys. Balskins. He's coming in for Mikkola. That's where I think you're going to see a little bit of a slip up there. The line movement too, Jim. I'm just seeing some books here. It's moved quite a bit really since I think about 11 o'clock. So I think Reinhart isn't going to play. And then that might tell me Mikkola is going to be out again, possibly here. And then you got AJ Greer too, 4th, 3rd liner. Guy who throws the body though. So that's another guy you're going to want for Florida here, guys. So, it's Maurice is going to have updates in a bit, so this should be coming in any second. I had Carolina, Jim, written down here, but I'm going to go with the classic Gogster here. -110, no goal first 9 minutes, 30 seconds in this game. Walker and Chatfield are going to be out, Jim. I just saw that come out. They're not going to play, so lines are going to be the same, which, you don't mind that. Aho looked unbelievable last game, 7 shots on net. Team really just played a, desperado game. When you lose 15 in a row in this situation, they got to win one sooner or later. But the power plays, that's where Florida's got to stay out of the box here, guys. The power plays for really both series, even that last one there, Edmonton, Dallas, the power plays have really been humming, minus the Panthers, as Jimmy's brought up in the last few games. So, I would lean towards Carolina. I did end up firing on Carolina. Just the no goal first 9 minutes, 30 seconds, -110. Expect Florida to play a heavy first period coming off of that really bad game 4 there, guys. So, yeah, no goal first 9 minutes, 30 seconds. I wouldn't talk anyone off Carolina. It's just Florida after a loss, they still got, some of their big players there. They're a pretty deep team too. Bobrovsky after a loss too. That guy's not easy to beat. So expect another low KG game here, Jim. Tough for me to call the side, but I'm rooting home you Carolina backers tonight.
I'm excited. A lot of Florida backers in the chat. I got Toby Lane on my side. I got Ronnie Lofton on my side. Markel in the house. Shout out to Razor Sharp Picks in the house as well. Sloppy Track. He is live at Delaware right now. And a big shout out to our friend Teese. Shout out there, whom we miss dearly. Parlay Teese, whom we miss dearly. There's Dutch Boy Fresh in the house. I am so confident in this spot. There's this thing that happens to teams, and especially in everything but baseball for me, and that's that there's a weight. That weight can become heavier or it can become lighter, depending on how you're doing. The constant losing in the conference final, the possibility of your final game. You have guys like Brent Burns, how was he 41? I mean, you have these guys who have not experienced certain things, and their season was going to be over, and it was going to be embarrassing. It was going to be embarrassing. It was going to be a sore spot. So what happens? Freddie Anderson comes back, throws a goose egg, and guess what? The boys get 48 more hours. 48 more hours. And sometimes, as you guys know, it's best to live life 48 hours at a time. The Hurricanes are not going to be denied tonight. And the Panthers, without Reinhart and Mikkola, are not that good. And they look pretty slow out there. We know Tkachuk was the second slowest player, and depending on some angles, the slowest player in the National Hockey League. Look, the Canes have nothing to lose. No pressure. They got the weight off their shoulders. They get 48 more hours together. They're bouncing into the room tonight. Right, Gogster? They're bouncing into the room tonight. They're like, hey, we're still here. We are still here. We are still here.
You know what I would do, Jim, here? I think this is Carolina wins. It's going to be like a 4-1 kind of game. If you guys, -1 on Carolina here, I think a score could even be in the works, because if Florida loses, I could see them losing here 3-1. The lower scoring game is what Florida wants. They're going to try and really slow this Carolina team down with their bigger players and whatnot. So I think if Carolina wins this game, I think it's going to be by at least 2.
I think if Carolina gets up, there's going to be
Florida can't keep up.
There's going to be penalties. There's going to be major penalties. There's going to be headhunting. This game could get out of hand.
But that's exactly what I see happening. That's
I think that I must add the team total over for the Hurricanes. I think I must add it. That is our NHL breakdowns here. I got to take this off. It's affecting negatively my capping. But thank you to Billy Friedrich. And it's okay, Billy, if you don't believe, because I do. And so does BJ. So does Toby Lane. Ronnie Lofton rolling with us. This is as confident as I felt in a while. As confident as I felt. Canes take it to game 6, and the Panthers aren't that good. Everybody expecting them to win the cup. They're not that good. Gogster, thank you. Gogster, do you want to add any golf action, Memorial Cup action, Calder Cup action before we bounce?
Nothing in Memorial, but the AHL, I'm going with the Laval guys, -120 shop around. I've seen this line really fluctuate. Probably going to start moving up. But Laval -120, game 1 at home. Shout out to Sladsy and everyone in Quebec there. I think this team's going to win the Calder Cup too, Jim. Great team. Got a lot of players that are just going to be on Montreal's team sooner than later. You got Charlotte. They got a little more journeymen. Not as many players that are ready to play for the Carolina team. So give me Laval guys -120 on the money line tonight. And then some golf action starts up. It's perfect this Wednesday. Thursday, guys, tomorrow, we got the Memorial Tournament. We'll have memorials going on. Jack's Place. I'm looking at Keegan Bradley, guys, this week. Plus 115 for top 20. I got more plays there on my page there, guys. You can check that out. We've actually hit 4 of the last 6. You know what? Let me give you guys an outright too. I can't be greedy here. Keegan Bradley too as an outright, guys. But you know what? Jordan Spieth, 55-1. Keegan Bradley's 50-1 as well. Those are 2 players on my 6-pack I'm looking at. Spieth's got the great short game at this track, Jim. You're going to need it. And hasn't won in a while. So Spieth and Keegan Bradley this week, guys, at the Memorial.
I love it, Gogster. I'm pumped up. We have no goal first 9.5 minutes for Gogster, and I'm on the Canes, and I think I must. The problem with it is that the Canes could win 1-0 or 2-0. I mean, I don't want to put myself in a situation where that's not set up. So yeah. I may. I'm not sure. I guess now looking back at it, I wish I had bet a unit and a half instead of a unit. But it is what it is. Great stuff from Mr. Gogster. Please support our guy Gogster on X. I'm going to pop his handle here. Gogster, any last words for the Capper supporting the show?
Gogster99, guys, on X. Check me out there. Tweet out all my plays. And until next Wednesday, get that cash. Enjoy the rest of the show. And we'll see you then, guys. Be good.
Stanley Cup final breakdown next Wednesday with Mr. Gogster. All right, we got to get into Major League Baseball. A sap. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Let's get to work. We got Irish King ready to eat. My dude, Steve G. Sancho in the house. Dutch Boy Fresh rocking with us. Slow Jams, Arsenal, Perky, AM, Spooner, Philly Eagle, Flyer, Big Daddy, Boom, Joey B, Markel. Let's get to work here right now. Please welcome another winning day with us on Friday. And we are now plus 12.45 units. Our guy who is joining us here with an ROI of 11.22%. He's done that all with an average line of plus 100. That's also not with the best line available. That's with the line that he is betting in Cali, in a state that makes it very difficult. So he's not using the best lines available, and he's succeeding with aplomb. Please welcome from Los Angeles, California, star of Walk-Off Wagers alongside Morgan Spooner, our friend Wine Time Sports. Wine Time, what's good, man? How are you?
Jimmy the Bag, happy Wednesday, my friend. It's good to see you, per usual, on a Wednesday, my guy. Ready to get to work with you. We got a nice loaded MLB card today. I got my glass of wine. I'm ready to go. It's been a long morning, guys. I got up early this morning, capped this card, went to breakfast with my brother, and now I'm drinking a glass of wine here. It's 9:30 over here on the West Coast. It's tough to be an Angel fan these last couple games, I'm not going to lie, but especially to watch it. But you guys may or may not see me at the game tonight. I think I might make an appearance for the game tonight. But shout out to everyone in the chat, man. I see my guy TC in there right now. Jake Kopp, 66, Fernando Mendoza, Ron Lofton, my guy right there. Those D-backs yesterday cost me, Ronnie. Man, that was another one right there. 7 runs in that 8th inning by the Pirates was absolutely crazy. But ready to break this card down with you, Jimmy. I see we have a couple other people joining us for today at some point during this card, so I'm excited for that as well. And shout out to my guy Spoons right there, Nasty Nate as well, everyone. Dougie Wise, my guy right there over in LA. We're gonna be talking about them Dodgers here pretty soon.
I'm pumped up. I did live bet after it was 0-0 after 2 innings, the over 6.5. So I was cheering for the Angels there in the bottom of the 9th here. Troy Torrance says 7 runs in the 8th inning cost him $15,000. Troy, you've come very close to huge spots like that. So I just keep doing exactly what you're doing. Troy was right around 50 units up on the season a week ago. He's been crushing MLB. So just stay focused. Your cash cows went 2-1. Obviously should have gone 3-0. Let's go right to work here. We got 5 games at 1:10 p.m. That gives us 44 minutes before these 5 games. We must be calm and take care of business. Dave Redling also on the Panthers. A lot of Panthers backers. And I would like us to win as a group. But, it is what it is. And I can't wait for this fucking hockey game. Let's go. We start 1:10 p.m. Eastern. Chicago White Sox 17-38, 5-23 on the road. The New York Mets 34-21, 21-6 at home. We're at Citi Field in Queens, New York. Let's grab the thank you, Slow Jams, my man. I would love to know my ROI when I rock King Richard Pryor shirt. I don't know it, but I imagine it's pretty good. Let's get to work here into the weather. I also have, thanks to our guy Morgan Spooner, I have a Ballpark Pals weather situation as well. So let's talk about both spots here. First off, at Citi Field, it's 66 Fahrenheit, feels like 61, 7.2 miles per hour to left field, gets up to 8.8 miles per hour. So it's nice offensive weather. BJ is on the Timberwolves. Thank you for sharing that. Yes, Alec Dirks, confidently, very confidently. Chang Kim, that's my banger. It's the Carolina Hurricanes. There you go, Chang Kim. That's the spot at this point that I'm the most confident in. But I am kind of confident in my basketball action. But that's my favorite spot on the board right now, Chang, my man. But we will get a friends and family here. All right. Jake Burns, my man. I love it. I just love it. I love that we're getting this money and we're going to keep getting it. It's going to be a little more difficult without Zach Hyman, but we'll get into that stuff a little later. Shane Smith going up against Griffin Canning. I wonder if it's pumpkin time for Canning. We didn't get to. I wanted to see him in that start against the Dodgers. We didn't get to. Him and Kershaw both left in with the weather delay early. But Griffin Canning has great numbers: 5-1, 2.88 ERA, 1.32 WHIP, 50 innings, 47 Ks, 21 walks, 6 homers. Last start, 2 2/3, 1 hit, 3 earned runs, no homers, 1 K, 4 walks, and 7.5 extra inning loss at home versus Dodgers. Again, that was weather related. At home this year, he's been quite good: 23 2/3, 17 hits, 7 earned runs, 25 Ks, 11 walks. He's allowed just 1 home run, 195 opponents batting average. Lefties hitting 261, 716 against him. Righties 223, 645, and Spooner is on the first 5 under 4.5. White Sox last 30 days, 223, 645 versus righties. Mets 262, 776. So a big advantage there. White Sox bullpen last 30 days, 5 ERA. Well, the Mets bullpen is top 5 in the league, 2.87 ERA. And then you have Shane Smith, who's been very good on the road. That's unlike most of the White Sox pitchers who have started at home. He's been great on the road. Just 6 earned runs allowed in 25 2/3. His last start, 5 innings, 2 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 homer, 6 Ks, 2 walks, 6-5 loss at home to the Mariners, and I lost money on that one. So here we go. Let's set up the line history. Let's also look at this Ballpark Pal and see what they're giving Citi Field. Minus 21%, minus 24% homers, minus 23% doubles and triples, minus 9% singles here. And let's get into the odds. We still have 40 minutes for these 5 games, so I'm trying to just stay as calm as possible as I've not moved on these games. And I would like to. We have a money line here for Griffin Canning at minus 220, opened up at minus 240. So we have a move towards the White Sox. On the total, we have a 7.5 minus 112 to the over. This was an 8. It just moved to 7.5 33 minutes ago. And when we get to the cash flow, again, this is not from the Action Network. When we get to the cash flow here for this interleague banger, we have 65% of tickets, 76% of cash on the Mets, 87% of tickets, 94% cash on the under. Take it away for us here. Wine time, game 1 on the board, White Sox Mets.
This is going to be a no play for me. We've got a lot of games to talk about here in this early slot. I will say I just saw Luis Robert out with knee soreness. He hasn't been doing too much in that lineup anyways for these guys. Pretty surprising going into this season. I thought he was going to have a good year. Shane Smith has kind of been a bright spot for this White Sox team, looking at his numbers and looking at Griffin Canning's numbers this season. He's been lights out, and this is going to be a weak lineup he's facing. Guys, if you're looking at the Chicago White Sox lineup, he's about to go out. He should, go 6-7 strong innings. Nothing I want to move on here. I do have a lean towards the under, but at the same time, I kind of wanted to see a 7.5 maybe here. Under 8 right now, minus 125. So it is juice. We might see a 7.5 here before first pitch. Let me bring this up. Let me refresh this really quick in the Chicago White Sox and Mets game. Yeah, under 8, minus 125. Team total for the White Sox, 2.5, minus 145. I would consider looking at the team total under for the White Sox here in this game at plus 115, under 2.5. Nothing I'm going to make official here or I'm going to give out. I do think the Mets take care of business here. Griffin Canning should go out there and shove today against a weak lineup. So I have a lean towards that under team total, but nothing official for me in this game, Jim.
It's going to be I wonder if that's too expensive for the first 3 plus a half. Minus 135. I'd prefer the first 3 over the first 5. The price difference is not that much. So I'm going to be on the White Sox. I expect first 3 plus a half. I expect to get this bet in here very shortly. I don't dislike the first 5 plus a half. I think Griffin Canning is going to come back to earth. And I'm a huge Griffin Canning fan. This is a spot where we continue to see it. I think we saw a little bit against the Dodgers. I think he was saved, by the rain delay. Let's talk about these Dodgers next up here, 1:10 p.m. Eastern. Dodgers, Guardians, Progressive Field in Cleveland, Ohio. Let's get this set up here quickly. Sorry. There we go. Thank you, Jose. Kershaw was affected by the rain delay. He looked good in 2 innings. This is a Guardians team in the last 30 days that's hitting .202 with a .554 OPS versus lefties. They're not hitting him at all. Dodgers bullpen 3.98 ERA last 3 days has struggled. So is the Guardians bullpen at 4.59 ERA. Kershaw's had 2 starts. We saw him May 17th at home versus the Angels. They lit him up for 5 earned runs. Then we saw him for 2 innings. I expect him ready to go. That's a nice number, Coin. That's a real. Caesars always beats. I mean, I don't have an account at Caesars. I can't take advantage of that right now, but if I'm focusing on these first 3s, I should. That's a great number right there. I got minus 135. Oh, Dave Redling, the pressure is not on the Canes, man. You could say that the Panthers have no pressure. That's fine, but they got the win. They're bouncing into that room tonight. But Dave, we don't have to agree. It's all good. Good luck and love capping with you, and we don't have to agree. Dougie Wise says huge market move towards the Dodgers. Woo, Rizzo wants to fade Kershaw, not against this squad. This squad can't hit lefties at all. Weather-wise, 61 Fahrenheit, 8.9 miles per hour to left field. We take a look at Ballpark Pal and see what they have. Progressive, minus 7%, -7, -4, and -5. A homer, doubles, triples, and singles. Line history-wise, and again, we still not know who's starting. I guess I should go to RotoWire. We should take a look, but we don't have too much time.
The Guardians, it's going to be Colby Allard.
Okay, the lefty.
Yep.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Let's pull up Colby. He was a guy that I thought was, a tricky lefty that I thought we'd see a lot of. I thought he'd be maybe a fixture into the rotation. That's not been the case. San Clemente High School. Shout out my mom, born in San Clemente. We have here. Sorry, let's get back to the.
I love San Clemente, Jim. That's such a cool little beach town down there, dude. Me and my wife have gone down there a couple times. I love San Clemente. It's such a cool little spot.
Yeah, it's the everywhere, everywhere down there. I think it's fucking dope. But here we have in AAA, he started 4 games, 16 2/3, 1.26 WHIP. He's been in the majors here for 7 games. He's not started a game. He's in low leverage situations, but he's looked very good. He's looked very, very good. So take it away here. Again, he was a first round pick back in 2015. So he's 27 years old, but we've been capping him now, or we've known of him for 10 years. Take it away for us. One time your thoughts here, Guardians, Dodgers.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how many innings Colby's going to go here. If this is going to be an opening spot where he just goes 1 or 2, or if he's going to go 5-6 innings, if they're going to actually have him go maybe 75 to 85 pitches here. Looking his numbers up previously, he definitely can. I don't think he's gone more than 4 innings this season, but I definitely think he can go out there and probably pitch decent. But the only problem is, you said it, these Cleveland Guardians can't hit lefties. Kershaw is going to be a pitcher I'm going to want to fade this season. I just don't think this is the spot for the Guardians. I was on the Guardians yesterday. I was on the team total. Somehow got it in the bottom of the 9th inning or top of the 9th inning. Bottom of the 9th inning. Runners at 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs. Got a base knock to knock both guys in. It's kind of actually wanting to go back to the well in a different way here and take Cleveland Guardians team total under here at 3.5 minus 105. That's my lean here in this spot. When I originally capped this game yesterday, I didn't think Allard was going to pitch today. It was supposed to be Ciccone.
Slade Ciccone.
Yeah, I believe he was the one that was supposed to go. And I originally capped this as a Cleveland Guardians spot, avoiding the sweep here. But seeing the Cleveland Guardians plus 1.5 at minus 105 here, that kind of tells me the Dodgers are going to go out here and take care of business, especially seeing the line move towards them. It's most likely because of the pitching change, as we already touched on it. Just too many moving parts in this ball game for me. I could maybe lean on a Cleveland Guardians under 3.5, daring them that they're going to score 4 runs. They scored 5 yesterday somehow. 3 of those were a 3-run home run early in the game, and then the other 2 runs came in the bottom of the 9th inning with 2 outs, 2 runners on. I find it hard to believe that they're going to even be able to score 3 or 4 runs here. So I'm looking at this team total under right now. Nothing official for me though here, Jim. This is going to be a stay away game for me. I have a lean towards the team total, and it's definitely, if someone could talk me into it, thinking that the Cleveland Guardians aren't going to score 4 runs here, I could probably go for that. Nothing from me officially though.
Well, let's bring on our producer here at Betting with the Bag and see if he's moving on these first 2 games. Again, we still have 32 minutes for the last 3 games at 1:10 p.m. So there's no, concern here. We have a really strong Dodger lineup that's being produced here. We thought maybe they'd sit some guys here. Also, it's going to be all righties, but Kwan and Schneemann against Kershaw here. So let's bring on our guy, host of Say Hey Plays, Mr. Jose Bouquet, to the telecast. Jose, how are you?
Excuse me. I'm doing all right. Can't complain. The gambling's been a little frustrating recently. But Jimmy, I'm sure, I don't know if you wrote the parlay down yesterday, but that in the building parlay cashed. Good. Again, beginner's luck is a real thing. So I had a 3-legger for a plus 500. That made everything,
There you go.
That's great.
worth, nice. Not official, so I'm still down another unit in the record, but at the very least that parlay hits, and now, hopefully you can build from there. But it's Jimmy, it's funny. It's been like a death by 1,000 paper cuts. It's been like, half a unit, 1 unit, and it's just been like slight losing days that have just been very annoying. So hopefully we get it back today. Nothing in Mets, White Sox. Sorry to cut you off. Nothing in Mets, White Sox. I did again, of course, lean towards the White Sox with Shane Smith. Shane Smith and Sean Burke are just my 2 guys, and Cannon are the 3 guys that I can feel comfortable backing on the White Sox. So I always kind of look their direction in their games, but I stayed off this one. And I feel like we talk about the Dodgers against lefties frequently, about how bad they could be and whatever. But, if you look at their split, they're just destroying them. So I stayed off this one as well. I also considered maybe an over, because I just don't believe Clayton Kershaw is ready. I don't know, but the numbers or the market saying that this might be a good Kershaw start. So I ended up staying off.
I'm surprised they opened so cheap, honestly, but they're probably ready. We got 3 more games and we have 30 minutes, so we can circle back to this Kershaw, Colby Allard start. Let's go 1:10 p.m. Eastern with the San Francisco Giants, Detroit Tigers. We're Comerica Park in Detroit, Michigan. Let's get into the weather here for this one. We have possible drizzle, rain throughout the day. Gets stronger and stronger as the game goes on. See if RotoWire thinks this game will go. They think the game will. Because it's not raining at first pitch. Interesting. AM is on the under 8 in this one. 59 Fahrenheit, 9.8 miles per hour left to right, and slightly in. Stays about 9.6 and 9.8 miles per hour. Chosen one on the first 3 under 2.5. Catch another first 3 under. Also catch the first 3 under in the Pittsburgh, Arizona game where the first 5 went over. Of course, the full game went over. So that's a good sign again. We have Comerica Park, according to Ballpark Pal, minus 7%, minus 23% home runs, plus 2% doubles and triples, and plus 5% singles. Landon Roop's been very good. Back-to-back starts that have been excellent. Troy Torrance, speaking of him, he was all over that under in his last start against the Nationals in every which way, and he was great. He has not been very good on the road. His stats are still not that good, but if you're watching him pitch, he's locked in and rolling. And then young Jackson Jobe on the other side, coming off a 3-1 loss at home versus the Guardians, 5 innings, 2 earned runs, 3 Ks, 2 walks at home. He's been quite good. 16 hits allowed, over 20 2/3, so 6 earned runs. The K to walk ratio, not what you want. It's not been what he's wanted so far this year, but he's still pitching well. His splits are solid. Giants versus righties last 30 days, 234, 685 OPS. Tigers versus righties, 249, 736. And this Giants bullpen is top 5 in the league over the last 30 days, while the Tigers bullpen has been slipping. Money line wise, we have the Tigers at -107. They opened up at -112. So, a slight move towards the San Francisco Giants. And then on the total here, we have an 8. Or no, it's a 7.5 now. Sorry, it's 7.5. This opened up at 8, went down 7.5, back up to 8, and we're now at 7.5. And it is juiced to the over, but it's been a legitimate move towards the under. And then when we look at the cash flow here for this, you have 51% of tickets, 51% of cash on Root. I think that's pretty telling. He's got it figured out right now. 89% of the tickets, 92% of cash on the under. Jose Bouquet, we got to be tight from both of you guys. Jose Bouquet, take it away. Giants, Tigers.
I haven't moved on anything, but this kind of feels like a day where I can't trust the line movement. There's not much line movement today in general, so it doesn't seem like the market's going to be telling us much. But I ended up staying off this game here as well. I do lean under, though. This is another bet. If maybe it was last year, it would be a first 5 under for me, but nothing here for me.
God, Landon Roop is locked in right now.
Yep.
Okay. Here, take it away, my man. Wine time.
Yeah, my first play I'm going to give out on the show today, guys. Love these early morning slate, these early morning games. I think Roop and Joby are going to go out there and both be able to pitch a good game today. I'm on the under here, 7.5. I got -105 before I gave it on the show. I'm seeing a +100 at my book right now. There is a little bit of movement towards the over here in this spot. Originally thought did this open up at an over or at an 8?
I'm seeing that.
Yeah.
And so it went to a 7.5, and now we might see an 8 before first pitch, which, has me a little bit worried. I would have liked to see it go a little bit towards my way at -110, but I'm not too worried about that. I think both these pitchers are going to go out there and be able to throw good games. Two teams that are playing really well this season. The Tigers are running away in the Central right now. If the Twins aren't careful, all it takes is a losing streak for them. And the Tigers, 16 games over 500 right now at the end of May is just, it's crazy. It's so cool to see for that fan base. I know my guy Big Show, big Detroit guy. I know he's stoked about this Tigers team. They're playing the right kind of baseball right now. They got a good manager in that dugout. I'm not going to back them here today, though. I just think that runs are going to come. They're not going to be able to come at a high rate today. I think they're going to come at a low rate. We're not going to see many runs scored with either of these offenses today. And Roop goes out there and pitches a good game. I had to lean towards the Giants, but I'm going to end up staying away from the sidewise. I'm just going to move on the under. I'm going to dare both of these offenses score 8 runs here today. I know there's going to be a chance of rain. I hope that ends up benefiting us. We'll see about that, but I'm on the under 7.5, -105. You can get a +100 right now, and I think this might be an 8 at some books. I'm not too sure, but that's my play in this one. The under 7.5 -105. Tweeted it out before the show, made it official.
I'm surprised with the way Roop's been pitching that the Giants are cheaper first 5 than they are full game. Very surprised. Oh, I love to hear that, Kong, my man. That really throws me for a loop. Reinhardt upgraded to available tonight, says Coin. God, it's going to be a fun hockey game. I hope that he's 100%. He's got it. He must be, because why would he play? Why would he play if, they're up 3-1?
And Hyman's getting surgery, apparently.
Hyman done. It's a loss. It's a loss, but all teams are going to be dealing with injuries throughout a playoff run. So we have Coin here. Philly Eagle Flyer has made his move, tied after second inning on Mets +160, Rays +156, Brewers +152, and Diamondbacks +136. We have Dav Fenn on the under here, and shout out to Millsy taking his son out to the Yankees game tonight. I love that.
No way, Mills. I think I'm going to make an appearance at that game as well. No way. That's awesome. Okay.
That's dope, man. And then we also
the Yankees get their ass kicked, Mills.
AM says there was
right
a big
in front of their face.
Big move to the over in this game when Circa Max it's moved its total limits to max bets on this game. A very, very tricky spot. So, okay, so I'm surprised that Roop is more expensive. I don't.
My guess, I mean, you said it earlier. They're the best bullpen in baseball right now, right?
Yeah, but isn't that negated with the way they're hitting? I mean, yes, I don't believe that a San Francisco Giants team that's 14-15 on the road against the Tigers team that's 20-8 at home, would be better over 9 innings. So I that's enough for me to not want to be involved at this point here. Robert Cherry, I don't want the first. I don't want the under. There 90% of the tickets in cash are on the under, and we've come back to an 8. Something's up here. Maybe Roop can't keep this going. This is a much tougher situation at Detroit than at Washington. We still have 2 more games at 1:10 p.m. and I've only moved on this White Sox first 3 plus a half. I'm not going to tweet it out yet because I want to see what we do on these last 2 games. So let's just move on. We still have 22 minutes before these 1:10 games pop off. Let's move to the Red Sox Brewers here. We'll let Jose open up with his Boston Red Sox. We have American Family Field in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and Freddie Peralta has been spectacular here. 4 games he started, 24 innings. He's allowed 16 hits and 2 earned runs. 25 Ks, 4 walks. He's allowed 1 homer, 186 opponent's batting average. He's been pitching phenomenally well. Bayo here, I don't know what to make of him still. Lefties are hitting 293 with an 835 OPS. Righties 296, 787. I don't want to get too caught up in that. I mean, we'll let Jose talk about. I mean, I don't understand why he didn't get a chance to roll there in that 19-5 win at home over the Orioles, just to get some confidence. He went 4 innings, allowed 6 hits, 2 earned runs. On the road this year, he's had 2 starts, 10 2/3, 8 Ks, 5 walks. Opponents hitting 293 off him. I know the sample size is very small. Red Sox are hitting righties much harder than Brewers. And Red Sox bullpen a 3.59 ERA the last 30 days, while the Brewers 4.36. Jacob on Bayo under 16.5 outs. Mally says definitely don't trust Bayo. So let's take a quick look at the line history here for this one and then hand it off to our guys. We have a total at 7.5. Choose to the under. This opened up at 8. This was 8 for a while. I didn't know why it even opened up at 8. That in and of itself was fishing math. It should have opened up at 7.5 to me. Also, the fact that this line hasn't moved towards the Brewers is surprising. It's thrown me for a loop. A nasty Nate on Red Sox first 5 here. Judging by the market, I can understand why. I thought, get me on Peralta. Please give me a chance to bet Peralta, and that has not happened. So let's just go over the cash flow. 54% of tickets, 67% of cash on Milwaukee. Line's not moving. And then 82% of tickets and 92% cash on the under. Jose Bouquet, your Boston Red Sox in Milwaukee. Take it away.
Yeah, frustrating team the Boston Red Sox are, resorting to stupid ass prospect manipulations for just bullshit. But yeah, I just find this team to be eternally frustrating, as they have been for the last 4 years. They're a 500 baseball club, it seems like, again. And they lost their best hitter in Alex Bregman, who's kind of the heartbeat of that lineup. So it's very frustrating. And Roman Anthony's not going to get called up till after June 2nd because of service time manipulation. So it's very frustrating, but the pitching plan today at least is semi-interesting, at least to me. Yesterday, 19 pitches from Chapman, 20 from Slayton, 18 from Wilson, 26 from Weiser, Bernardino through 12. So if you look at the bullpen, you're going to think, wow, this bullpen super taxed. But the plan is today it's going to be Bayo for, God knows how many innings. It'd be nice if he gave us 6 innings, but I'll be more realistic and expect fine. And then Hunter Dobbins, who's been a starter, is going to piggyback after him. So he's going to go however many innings. Please let it be the whole game because he's been solid. Not a guy that I think Spoon mentioned that they don't want Bayo to see the lineup 3 times. A guy that they don't let see as well. 3 times. So it's going to be Bayo, then it's going to be Dobbins, and for the Red Sox hopes, that's it. Because again, Chapman's not going to throw back-to-back days. I'd be a little surprised. And the rest of the guys, I mean, I'd be, again, surprised if Whitlock was available. Hendricks isn't going to be available. Weissert's not going to be available. Maybe Justin Wilson, and Bernardino throws fucking every game, so he's available. So maybe Slayton on a back-to-back as well. But I expect it's going to be Bayo, Dobbins, and then for the Red Sox sake, or we'll use a realistic probably sake that they'll use a closer in the 9th, and it'll probably be Slayton. So I think the Red Sox are alive in this game just based off that, because I believe in their pitching. Freddie throws a lot of fastballs that, the Red Sox hopefully will be able to catch up on, and Marcelo Mayo is now hitting 4th already for the Boston Red Sox, which is ridiculous. So, I mean, again, the market today is kind of just hasn't really said much to me. It's been kind of still, and this one's the same way. So I lean Red Sox here, and I think I'm going to move on them. I just need to find some courage, hopefully, from you guys in the chat and maybe wine time. So what do you have to say about this one right
Just
now?
before wine time comes in, Peralta's outs are at 17.5. Juice to the under. Honestly, I'm a little... juice to the over. I'm a little surprised it's at 17.5. His strikeouts are at 6.5, heavily juiced to the over. I'm shocked that this is the situation I'm in here with this game. I'm astonished. And also, by the way, we have 55% of tickets on the Dodgers and 56% of the cash on the Guardians. Another shocker. Wine time, take it away.
Yeah, this is a tough game, Jose. I don't know. The Red Sox right here, I got a plus 135 right here on my book. Opened up at a plus 128, I think I saw last night when I was capping. Brewers here, it kind of seemed like a Brewer spot at first, but we're seeing a little bit of a market move, I guess, back towards the Red Sox here. Brian Bayo is going to have to go out there and pitch a gem of the game, I think, though. Freddie Peralta, we know how good he is this season. This is a little bit of a fishy line still. As good as Freddie Peralta's been pitching this season, a minus 147 right now.
He's allowed 2 earned runs at home. When this happened with Logan Webb, remember that home start 2 starts ago? I was like, how is this possible? Remember, I was like, how is this possible? He's allowed 2 earned runs, and then they load the bases immediately, and they put up 4 runs on him immediately. But sorry to interrupt. I was expecting that I would be able to move. Sorry, keep rolling, my man.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. This is going to end up being a pass for me. I kind of have a lean towards the under, though, because I do think if the Red Sox are going to be live today, Bayo's going to go out there, and I think he's going to have to pitch a gem of a game here. Milwaukee Brewers team total right now at 4.5. Juice to the under at almost minus 150 right now. Kind of want to move on the Red Sox. My initial lean was the Brewers, but kind of talking this out with you guys here and you guys break this game down and looking at the market, I just want to see a little bit move towards the Red Sox here before first pitch. We got first pitch in 15 minutes for this game. Maybe I move on the Red Sox here, plus 134, over under 7.5 right now.
I just moved on the Red Sox plus 134.
Yeah, see, I'm liking it more and more. The more we talk about this, I kind of want to see it go to a plus 132, plus 131 here in the next couple minutes. If it does, I'm going to refresh my page right now.
I'm just going to be angry watching this game now. It's so frustrating when I bet the Red Sox, because if I bet against them and they win, I'm just angry. And if I bet on them and I lose, I'm just angry. It's just frustration throughout the whole game.
Slight movement towards the under here. I did have an under 7.5 at minus 105 refresh, and I got it under. Now it's an under 7.5 minus 110. So we're seeing a slight move towards the under here. Oh man, this is a tricky game. I want to move on either the under or the Red Sox here in this spot. And I do think if the Red Sox are live, this game's going to go under 7.5. Just a lot of moving parts here. We have 15 minutes here. I have 2 plays in the next game. Let's circle back to this after we talk Twins, if that's okay with you guys.
Let's not talk Twins right now.
Okay.
Because we have 5 games popping off in 14 minutes. So let's just go back through them. Oh, sorry, the Twins game is 1:10 p.m. Shit, yeah. Sorry, my bad. Sorry, the reason is that we've moved on this already.
Yeah.
This was so let's move over to the Twins race game. This is the situation, that Spooner's been waiting for. And I think the market is extremely telling I laughed when I saw who was on the mound for it. I mean, who in their right mind would, the way Pablo Lopez and Drew Rasmussen are pitching, would want an over? They're both pitching phenomenally well. Pablo Lopez allowed 5 earned runs on the road in 29 innings. Drew Rasmussen has allowed 10 earned runs in 36 innings at home. He did have one bad weather spot. And, wow, you got a 7.5. Nice job, AM. Robert Franklin on the over 8. So I can understand the Rays are hitting 236, 659 OPS versus righties last 30 days. Twins are hitting 252, 716. Like, nothing here sets up for an over except for the weather. It's very, very hot. The wind's blowing out. We have had Spooner break down the issues with, this minor league field. There's no side. They have nothing blocking the wind. It just comes in like you're, watching, single A baseball. And so cash wise in this one, you have 82. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. Sorry. Man, how did I miss that? Sorry, we have 95% of the tickets on the under and 87% of the cash, and we're still at an 8 at a pick'em. This is Wally. I'm sorry to hear that, my man. You are such a fighter and a great capper and a great friend, but you are such a fighter. Whatever you face, I know that you will handle and lead by example, inspire us. So I'll be reaching out, Wally, but we are thinking about you, man. Truly thinking about you and right beside you as you go through all this stuff. And sorry to hear. Shout out to our guy, Wally. If you guys could send Wally some love, let him know he's not alone as he fights this. It'd be important, very important. So here at Ballpark Pal, we have a 26% in home runs, -7 in doubles and triples, and -1 in singles. But the total, this line not moving with these phenomenal pitchers on the mound is extremely telling. They say that there's a move towards the Rays. Here we have the Rays right now -122. They opened up -108. I mean, you'd have Rasmussen's been in these weather conditions, not quite as dramatic, but in one game already, an afternoon game, and he handled it okay. Probably that helps, but take it away, Wine Time. Your thoughts on the Twins race? So I'm on the over 8 -110. I bet as soon as it came out. Take it away, Wine Time.
Yeah, I might be on an island here, guys. I guess I'm the only one on the under here in this spot. I did move on the under. I got a -110 about an hour before the show. It's up to my book right now, an under 8 -120, over 8 +100 right now. The one thing that does have me a lot of concerns is that it is 92 degrees out there right now, and I think 10-mile-per-hour winds blowing out to center field. I see all that stuff right now. That does have me a little bit worried, but I'm going to trust that both these pitchers go out there and they're going to pitch good games against. I mean, these lineups. I don't know if you guys look at these 1 through 9. I know that these Rays have been up and down this season. Somehow at 500 right now with this lineup is absolutely crazy. I talk about it often about their pitching and their management. I just think they have a really good coach. I think he has these guys ready to go for almost every single game. And that reason I am on the Rays as well in this spot. I have 2 plays. I'm on the under 8 -120. I'm also on the Tampa Bay Rays -125. Haven't tweeted it out officially, but I'm going to as soon as I'm done with this breakdown. I just like the Rays here in this spot at home. I think Rasmussen's going to go out there and throw a gem against this lineup. And we're going to need some quiet bats from the Rays as well. I think this is going to be more so of like a 3-1, 4-1 type of ball game in favor of the Rays. I do like that the Rays, I wish I would have got in at a better number. I was sitting at this, looking at this game all morning long, thinking if I was going to move on the Rays. Pretty big move towards the Rays here at -125 now. Before the show, I believe they were like a -115, I want to say. So we are seeing some heavy movement towards the Rays here in this last hour or two. I think they get it done here on the money line. I'm also on the under 8. I don't think these lineups are strong. I do think the weather is strong offensive numbers. So, that might not go my favorite for that today, but I am on the under. I tweeted it out. I already made the play, so I'm moving on it here. Under 8 -110 tweeted out, and I'm going to tweet out the Rays money line -125 as we speak right now. So take it away, Jose.
Yeah, this isn't a live over spot, it feels like. I'm gonna sit here. I already pulled up the game. I'm gonna hope that Drew and Pablo can go, clean first inning, and then we'll feel it out from there to see if I can get a 7, 6, 7.5, 6.5, etc. So I think I'll move on a live over spot, and I'll trust my guy Spoons and his weather analyses over there. Weatherman Spoon might have to become a reoccurring bit. Who knows?
Yeah, it's interesting. It becomes more humid as the game goes on. I'll hit it twice. If there's no runs in the first couple of innings, I'll hit it more than once. I mean, what would this total be in Minnesota? 7.
Yeah, I would say 7. Yeah, it's 7.5 or a 7 probably.
So okay, so let's roll through. We have 8 minutes here. I've tweeted out and bet. So the only 2 spots for me is I'm on the over 8, but the Rays are appealing here. Oh yeah, I get it, Troy. That the market would be for that under here. This is a brand new situation, and this is exactly what Spooner was waiting for. This type of situation with these great pitchers. So we'll see right in front of our eyes at 7 minutes till first pitch.
Wow.
Is there anything we want to go over again here?
Damn.
So I moved on the first 3 plus a half. Terrible line on the White Sox minus 135, but I'm comfortable not. I see this huge move towards the Dodgers. I don't know why they opened so cheap. We could all bet them extremely cheap. It was very confusing. The Giants, Tigers, the root being more expensive, a first 5 that just doesn't like historically. If I had been on the Giants first 5, it just doesn't work out well for me. The Bayo Peralta spot, I'm concerned that I'm screwing this up. I just don't understand. I guess do you think the market is indicating that Bayo's going to have a great start here?
Yeah, I just moved on the Red Sox officially. Moved on it. I got a plus 130 right now, guys. I said if this moves towards the Red Sox, I'm gonna do it. I just tweeted it out with the Rays. I'm on the Red Sox money line plus 130 here.
It's funny. This line is wild. This line came out at 2:37 p.m. at a 7.5. It moved to 8. From the book where we used to play poker. I'm just getting mixed messages here that I don't. Okay, I'm just gonna stay off. I'm fine. I'm shocked. I plan to be on Peralta here. Billy Friedrich, my man, my pleasure, buddy. I thought you were because you dropped your big milk play today, but yeah, I'll be rocking the towels all night, man. I'll be rocking the towels all night.
Hey Jim, I just want to. Sorry to interrupt. I want to touch on this Tigers Giants game. Significant line movement against me here. Moved up to an 8 right now, minus 110 or minus 115. Apologize. I gave out the under 7.5. So there's a line move against me in this Tigers Giants game. We're about 5 minutes before first pitch. We got some good action coming on today, guys. We got like 5 games coming on that we're going to be able to live bet and be locked in on. So be ready to live bet, chat.
Okay, we are 5 minutes to first pitch of the 1:10 p.m. games. Can I hear from all of you guys? Can I hear what everybody's doing? Just 1:10 p.m. games only?
Yes, I can get it started here. I am on my added plays are on the Tampa Bay Rays money line minus 125, the Boston Red Sox money line plus 130. We are also on, let me look this up, Giants Tigers under 7.5 minus 105. And we are on the Twins Rays under 8 minus 110. We've got 4 plays in 5 games today, guys.
That's exciting.
Ready? Yeah.
We got AM on the under in Giants Tigers, White Sox Mets, over in Twins Rays, and Red Sox Brewers. I love it too, Black Thor King. That's it. That's why even when we don't have action pre-flop, we do the full cap to ensure that we're ready to make money live, which is such a wonderful opportunity. Domo on Giants money line, Twins money line, Justin McKelvey on the over 7.5 with the Twins, Red Sox money line, Red Sox over 7.5, Dodgers over 4.5. We have here more action coming. I want to hear from everybody. Coin on the New York Mets under 8 and Detroit under 8. Wild. This again, like, you guys have seen the transformation of me in MLB where I don't want to come with action. I mean, we've been doing this together now 9 years, and my ROI with the bets that we let the market marinate all day and then we come work together is much, much higher. So here we go. Robert Franklin on Giants money line. All right, good luck to everybody. Just 2 spots for me that over. I would like to move on the Rays. I feel like I could be leaving money on the table, but I'm just gonna. I want to keep it clean. Aaron Malavo. We got Philippines in the house. Giants, Rays, and Red Sox trifecta. Benjamin Mills on the under 8 and the Brewers team total over 3.5. Okay. All right. Let's roll on to 2:10 p.m. action. We still have 3 more afternoon games. Let's get after Ronnie Lofton on the Giants money line and the Rays money line for early action. Robert Franklin also on that Rays money line. Okay. Oakland Athletics, Houston Astros, Daikin Park in Houston, Texas. We have Luis Severino. Talk about pitchers with extreme splits. Luis Severino in 25 innings and 4 starts on the road has allowed 2 earned runs. Has yet to allow a home run. He's been lights out. I mean, he's just been phenomenal. And then Lance McCullers here. Lance McCullers coming off another decent start. Another decent start. And I hate you guys know what I'm about to say. I love the sport. I love when pitchers fight back and say, look, I want a career. I'll take 2 years off and I'll come back. And then I don't want it to get in the way, but I'm higher on Lance McCullers than others. And shout out to Lex Steele, blessing our 110 action. Our guy Lex Steele in the house. AM is on the over 8.5. So let's see. A's versus righties last 30 days, 253, 732 OPS. Look at these numbers of the Astros versus righties last 30 days, 281, 779 OPS. The A's bullpen over the last 30 days is officially the worst bullpen in Major League Baseball. And the Astros bullpen is second best. So there's a huge advantages. A shout out to Troy Torrance with the cash cow play of the day. I went 6-5 yesterday in my MLB action. That's with losing the Marlins first 5 plus a half with them up 6-0. And I wish I had used the double result on the Astros. So here we go. Let's just pull up the cash flow and then let the squad hammer away at this one. We also have the Stacks play of the day. Stacks play of the day is the Oakland Athletics, and shout out to our guy Justin McKelvey. Oakland the Athletics.
Stacks, 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 stacks.
This total is moved back to 8 here. Moved back to 8. It's been bouncing back and forth from 8.5 to 8, back and forth. So overall, we've had no movement on the total. It's back over 8 at minus 113. And when we get to the money line here for this one, we have Severino and the A's at plus 124. They opened up at plus 114. Cash flow wise, we have 59% of the tickets and 95% of the cash on the Athletics. 54% of tickets, 68% cash on the over. I mean, obviously, to me, this is screaming, go back to Lance McCullers and back the Astros. And I'm not afraid to back Lance McCullers. I don't think he's an absolute gas can. I don't think this is Keuchel 2.0. So let's go. Jose Bouquet, A's Astros.
Yeah, I leaned I leaned towards the A's. I was looking through the chat and I saw Troy say A's early, so I thought A's first 5 perhaps. But I haven't gotten there, and I don't think I will. I'll stay out of the way of the Jimmy the Bag, Lance McCullers guy, who is now unfortunately in your rotation. But I am off this game now.
Wine time, take it away. I think you're muted, my man.
Apologies. I was on a couple other tabs too, so I had to circle back. This is going to be a pass game for me, guys. Although I do think that the Athletics could be live here. I thought that they were live last night when I originally capped this card. I woke up this morning though, and the Athletics were all of a sudden like a plus 142, I think, on my book, and now they're down to it was crazy line movement towards the Astros. Maybe it was like a plus 137. It was not a plus 127 what I'm seeing right now. So we're seeing some line movement back towards the Athletics. This is going to be a game I stay away from. The Athletics, they made some moves after that Angels series, brought up some other guys. I don't know if this team actually wants to win right now. Looking at their team total, 3.5 juice to the over at minus 130. I don't even know if I could see this team getting 4 runs right now. I'd love to see that the Athletics move to last in bullpen ERA. I think the Angels are probably right in front of them. But the problem with the Angels lately, it's just been the offense, not been the bullpen ever since that series. And Athletics bullpen just continues to get worse and worse. Shout out to my guy TJ, man. I believe he was actually out here in my area this last weekend. Shout out to my guy TJ. Next time you're out here, my guy, we got to go get to a game for sure. Shout out to you, though. He made his debut on walk-off wages a couple weeks ago, I believe, too. So, or no, that was on Saturday, but he'll be joining us here shortly. But this is going to be a pass game for me. I do have a lean towards the Athletics. I'm going to stay away from this game. Too much line movement, too much to factor in here. I've got 4 plays going on right now. I don't have enough conviction for me to back the Athletics here.
God, this is sickening that we have to bet on McCullers. I mean, I'm saying to you guys, I'm not afraid, but obviously I am. Diaz here. Let's go over the lineup. So we have.
I mean, I definitely thought I was going A's coming into this. So
the only guy who's hammered Severino is not in the lineup. I mean, for real, if you were betting a game on market alone, Jose, you would already have bet the Astros.
I mean, yeah, probably. You know, the line's moved like what? How many cents have you got the line moving towards the Astros?
At this point right now, we've moved
10 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I would agree with you.
But Wine Time was right. This got up to minus 150 at 11:09 a.m.
Yeah, it was crazy movement this morning when I looked at it. I think it was around 7:30 a.m., 8 a.m. It was after I was getting done with breakfast. And I mean, the Athletics right now, plus 128. I don't know. There's too much moving factors in this game here. Athletics have been playing some horrible ball. Maybe they can get right here. I don't have enough conviction. I like backing this Athletics team early on in the season. We were getting good numbers on them in weird situations, and this team was fighting early on. I'm not sure if that dugout is in the right place right now, but we'll see. This is a divisional game. I mean, the Houston Astros, 4 games over 500 right now, chasing Seattle. They need these wins here. And the Athletics, you know, those outside of those top 4 hitters, there's not too much depth in that batting order. So,
isn't it so wild that it's a bit of a problem, honestly, but I talked about Peralta, compared Peralta to Logan Webb, and here he lets the first 2 guys on.
Yeah, I'm sorry for any outburst I may have during the Red Sox game.
Oh, man, I haven't even looked at any of these scores yet.
I pre-apologize.
Oh, we good. Okay.
And if you have children around, I'm sorry. It might get vulgar.
We've got runners at first and second for the Boston Red Sox right now, Jose.
Yeah, that's what
my
we're talking about.
Personal friend Williams up.
Okay, Amber Hart on A's first 5. See, the thing about Troy, Troy saying not if you've seen the history of the market in this division, I feel like there's a similarity to what we were talking about in the Rays Twins over, because this is such an original situation where you have Lance McCullers, who received death threats in that third of an inning at home. He, has a whip over 2. Everyone thinks he's a complete gas can. And, the whole world wants to fade him. You have Severino who, like if Peralta gets touched here, there's no one safe. Severino's allowed 2 earned runs in 4 starts on the road, and yet this line is moving here. Shout out to our guy T Moss, now a PSR Gold member for 8 months. Says become a Gold member today. 3 chances each week to win cash, 2 races to win in a free UFC contest each week. No reason not to join and support a great family of cappers. You are a good man. Thank you, T Moss, my man.
By the way, that first inning in Twins Rays was a little sweaty. Guy got on, warning track fly out, so let's see if we can get through this next half inning, and then I'll be moving on the over. Definitely thought about it -7.5, -110 just now, but.
And shout out to old PSR Gold member for 18 months. Okay, well, I have to bet the Astros. So that's that. Okay. Astros, that's do not want to do this. Much love, Billy Friedrich. Be thinking about the Canes, and good luck with the Pig Milk play of the day. We move on. 3:40 p.m. Now, I have to make this bet on the Astros here, but I do want to get through these next two afternoon games before the 6:35 games. So let's roll. We have Skeens, Mr. Paul Skeens, pitching for the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's a wild baseball game yesterday in Chase Field, Phoenix, Arizona. We know that the roof is closed. Skeens on the road has been very good. He's allowed 6 earned runs in 38 2/3. He's only allowed 23 hits in those 38 2/3. He's not allowed a home run in 6 starts on the road. Lefties, righties are both getting shut down against them. AM is on the over 7.5 in this one. Zach Gallen on the other side. He's not looked good this year.
Big strike. Damn, a Braid strikes out the next 2 batters. Damn.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe Peralta.
These hitters are swinging at some garbage thirds. Like, come on, what are you swinging at?
Woo! White Sox got some runners on, man.
Oh,
some ducks on the pond, fellas. Okay, that'd be a great way to start the day. But let's stay focused here. Troy Torrance says this game will be 0-0 headed into the 5th. So
last time he said that it actually was, so now I want to bet the first 5 under.
Let's go back to the total on that. Well, actually, sorry, we haven't done that yet. He's talking about this one, the Pirates Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
And shout out to our guy, Johnny Yim in the house. Says, going to Montreal for a couple days, going to hit up the casino. I love the casino there. I haven't been there in a long time, but I love that casino there. Says, been a while since I'm going to have some fun. I love it, Johnny. Have a great time in Montreal. Shout out to our guy, Johnny Yim. Blessing our action. Go have a great, great time. Johnny, you deserve it. And thank you for all the support that you give us all the time. It means a ton to us. Johnny Yim off to Montreal. Contact dances. Dances. Heavy contact.
Yes.
A lot. 2-0 White Sox in the first.
Tandy, dude. Big time hit.
Who is the Griffin Canning whisperer? I ask you.
There you go.
No, I wasn't. I lost a lot of money backing him. But I'm finally fading him when the time is right now. Look, Shane Smith's got work to do. Okay, back to business here. Gallen, 7 home starts. 7 home starts. Jose, without looking, 7 home starts, 37 1/3. The great Zach Gallen at home. How many earned runs do you think he's allowed in 37 innings?
Well, I know he's been bad this year, so I'm going to say 15.
25 earned runs he has allowed in 37 1/3. 7 home runs he has allowed. Now, the Pirates should be the right team for him. MLB spreadsheet play today from our Ronnie Crawford is your Arizona Diamondbacks. And shout out to our guy, Mr. Ron Crawford. Ron Crawford! Cleveland is taking a 1-0 lead. Good God. I mean, it's just, I don't know how I was a gambler before I had this community to break everything down with and sit here and study it all night, set up the worksheet and then study the market. And then I don't know where I would be. Mally Mal says Kershaw stinks. Look, how did that line open at that number? Who cares that it went 30 cents towards the Dodgers? How are the Dodgers opening up -150 or -120? I mean, it's not. We didn't even know who was pitching for the Guardians. It just made no sense. Now they can still come back and roll here. So we have Zach Gallen being backed by Ron Crawford. This is a very exciting, perfect timing, and a very, very exciting move here. Let's take a look at the line. We have the Diamondbacks opening up -124. They're now -130. A slight move towards the Diamondbacks. And then from a total, wow, bases are juiced, I see.
Yeah, but Trevor Story is a fucking corpse. So.
I don't think he's had an RBI in what fucking a couple weeks, it seems like, for Trevor Story. That guy can't hit for shit with runners.
He's on the verge of being DFA'd.
Oh, for real. Seriously, it's crazy.
We have the total opening up at 8. It opened up at 8. It's actually 3 hours before it moved to 7.5, and now it's a 7.5, heavily juiced to the under. So a slight move towards the Diamondbacks, heavily juiced towards the under. Let's take a look at the cash flow wise here. We have 55% of the tickets on the Pirates, but 52% of the cash on the Diamondbacks, 77% of the tickets on the under, 93% of cash on the under. It feels like the market is indicating that Zach Gallen is live, very live here. Ketel Marte is out of the lineup, says AM. And shout out to our guy Turns. He says, my son had his first fight last night at lacrosse at the final buzzer, got the W. What a night. Oh, he sent me the video. Okay, beautiful. I'll take a look at it. Story gets out. All right, no surprise there. I do have something for you guys though, quickly before we go into this very important game. That a big kid from 2 houses down hit Ella yesterday, and as soon as he hit her, Carter went flying at him and rapid fired 8 or 9 punches at this giant kid before he turned around.
Attaboy.
Without a second, he immediately sprinted over and started firing punches out at this kid who's 2.5 times as big as him. So I was very proud of that. Take it away here for us. Wine time, Skeens, Zach Gallen, your plan.
Yeah, shout out to Carter for that, man. Always got to protect the sister, man. Shout out to Carter for that, man.
Oh yeah,
I would love to see the video of that.
Oh, I was so proud. I just heard about it, but my wife came in. She was beaming.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Beaming. Just came sprinting, not a second. Like he immediately sprinted over and just started firing shots at him, and then got thrown down. It's fucking good.
Love it.
Take it away for us here. This is a big one. We have Ron Crawford spreadsheet play today. A very exciting look here on Zach Gallen. Take it away.
Yeah, Jim. I mean, every time we talk about the Diamondbacks, it seems like I back them or I want to back them in some kind of way here. And another spot here. I mean, it seems like last week I came and I told you guys I don't take Paul Skeens games. I haven't had a good ROI, whether I've been on his side or fading him. Haven't backed a Paul Skeens game once this season. I'm really, really close to moving on the Diamondbacks here in this spot at -130. I think this is an affordable price for Zach Gallen here. It's a perfect lineup to get right. Zach Gallen, I know he's had some bumps and bruises along the road so far this season. ERA over 5 right now. You mentioned his ERA at home, horrible. But this is a perfect get-right spot against a weak lineup that somehow scored 7 runs in the top of the 8th inning yesterday. Absolutely. I just couldn't believe that. I mean, Diamondbacks blow a 6-0 lead, 6-2 going into the 8th inning, giving up 7 runs right there. That's how bad this bullpen is, though, from the Diamondbacks, and you really can't expect much. I mean, that's what you pretty much are going to expect from them this season long. This bullpen is not good, but this batting order is good. They always seem to get hits. It's really if they can knock the runners in when they get the runners on base. I want to move on the Diamondbacks here. I'm really close to it. Nothing official as of right now. Wanted to talk this game out, kind of look at the market a little bit. We have, what is this, another 2 hours and 5 minutes before this game first pitch. So we have some time still. I want to be on the Diamondbacks in some sort of way, whether it's the team total over 3.5 -125, or it's the Diamondbacks money line -130. It's pretty much the same price. It's whether I think they're going to get the win or score 4 runs here. But seeing them juice to the over here against Paul Skeens makes me think these D-backs bats are going to be live today in this game. Like that, my guy Ronnie Crawford's on this spot. I like backing the Diamondback spot. My ROI is in the negative backing them this season. I do think throughout the season we'll get back in the positive with that. It's going to take a couple games, but I might go back to the well here with the Diamondbacks. I had them in a money line parlay with the Cubs yesterday. Disappointment there in the 8th inning, but I think they show up here today behind Zach Gallen. Zach Gallen goes out there and dominates this lineup. Pirates lineup, very weak. So I have a very heavy lean towards the Diamondbacks. If I was one of my leans today so far, this is going to be the game I end up playing. We'll probably bring this game up before the show ends, but what do you have to say about this, Jose?
I've been watching this line and the Wager Talk odds just kind of bouncing back and forth from Pirates have about 60% of the money, and then it'll flip to the Diamondbacks having about 15. It's kind of gone back and forth, and I've just kind of been hoping, and it's I see this opening up at minus 125, going up to minus 130 here. But I don't know if that's enough. I don't know if it's enough. I feel like this is kind of a fishy line here for me. Especially after blowing that big lead, I would expect them to be like minus 140 here, maybe against Paul Skeens. But this is the Paul Skeens tax, I guess I have to think to myself. I'm the number one guy that lines up. God damn it. Hit by a pitch immediately, Ty France. Maybe I should have moved on the over. It's 7.5 now again. But yeah, I was the first one, or I am the first one to line up to fade Paul Skeens, and I'm just a little scared to do it today. I'm a little sketched out the line in the market, not really too convincing for me. So
what are we supposed to do here, Jose?
Diamondbacks first 5, but I stayed off.
With Zach Gallen, I don't understand what we're supposed to do. So he faces the Mets in back-to-back starts, and he's lights out. I'm like, okay, Zach Gallen's back. Then he faces the Dodgers. They're a tough lineup. They hit him hard. 4 earned runs, 10 hits over 5 2/3. Then he faces the Rockies at home. He allows 6 earned runs over 5 innings. Then he faces the Cardinals. He allows 4 earned runs over 5 2/3. So his last 3 starts, he's allowed 14 earned runs in 16 1/3. And what I'm supposed to do now, which I think I can do, I don't like it, but I'm supposed to just say the market's telling me he's going to shove because he's going up against the great Paul Skeens, so he's going to step up. Market's telling me he's going to shove and just go trust it. Right?
Yeah, that's what it wants you to say.
Pirates, Kelly, Vincenzo in the house. Kelly, it is great to see you. Kelly saying, big series coming up, Yankees, Dodgers, both won their series, so Cleveland and the Angels today for Kelly. Sorry, what were you going to say,
Jose? Arizona 3rd against righties this month, and Pittsburgh 28th. So, makes sense. But
yeah, and I'm going to have to bet it, and I'm going to bet it now. I'm going to bet the first 3 under 2. I'm not... I thought it was going to be in the ballpark. Let me just make sure that it's not too expensive here before I say I'm going to do that. Yeah, it's fine. I'm going to bet the first 3 under 2, and I don't want to bet it. Ronald Blanco out for the season, says Big Daddy Boom. So a big loss there for the Astros. Okay, so I'm going to move on this first 3 under 2 here, and let's roll on. Next up for us, 4:10 p.m. Eastern with the Miami, and Troy did that as well. Yeah, it makes sense. Going to move on here. Just an option says if Allard stays in the game when Ohtani comes up again, will be a home run. Irish King says Skeens, 7 strikeouts, easy work. So let's roll. Miami Marlins, San Diego Padres, Petco Park in San Diego, California. We have Kyle Hart. 32-year-old Kyle Hart getting another opportunity here, and they have gift wrapped him the perfect situation. The Marlins are hitting 161 with a 483 OPS versus lefties last 30 days. Kyle Hart against righties, they're hitting 333 with a 1.084 OPS. Coin saying 1-0 San Francisco top 2. Thank you, Coin. Wow, that was spot where I wanted fucking Roop. And I 1-0 Giants. Should have probably trusted that here. And I need Shane Smith to get out of this inning. So let's roll. We are in the top of the second with 2 out, though we have a 6.5 now. I guess we should just wait for one more out, Jose, and bet it. Right? Jose?
Are you muted? Okay. Yes, I'm muted. Yes, but yes, that's what I'm waiting for.
All right.
I'm staring at it.
Okay, well, tell me. I guess we can't even wait for another out, but I'm going to bet it twice.
I still have a 7, but just plus money to the over, so I'm sure I can move it. But
okay, so back here we have Sandy Alcantara versus Kyle Hart. So Kyle Hart, 32-year-old journeyman, getting an opportunity here, coming off a 6-0 loss at the Tigers. Coin saying Alcantara is mid at this point. He's worse than that. He looks terrible. Here's another trivia question here. Don't look, Jose. 4 road starts for Alcantara. 15 2/3. How many earned runs do you think he's given up?
13.
22.
Oh!
I mean, he's just been horrific. Absolutely horrific. And his lefties have just enormous amounts of power against him. And this Padres lineup, has some dangerous ones. Arise, Merrill, Sheets, Cronenworth, and they'll probably add a couple more. But righties are hitting them as well. Mally Mouse says Giants are touching up Job. Says if you can get a 6, I don't know if I want to wait because we think the Rays are the sharp action, right? You know what? I'll hit it again. I'll hit it again, Troy. I'll hit it twice.
Oh, thank God it's foul.
So, oh no. Oh no, Will Smith. Okay, sorry. I thought, God, there's so many games going on. I thought that. Okay. But back to business here, Jose. Alcantara's been terrible. Kyle Hart is a journeyman, but the Marlins can't hit lefties. Both bullpens have been absolutely atrocious. So let's go to the weather here in San Diego. We have 67 Fahrenheit. Feels like 65. 8.4 miles per hour left to right and very slightly out. Gets up to 8.9.
6.5 minus 123 for me.
And you
That's
moved
what
on?
I have. No, I haven't moved on it yet. I think I'm going to continue to wait.
6.5 minus 115. Do you think Lopez can get through another 3 outs?
I do, yeah.
So you want to risk it?
I am, yes. I'm going to hope for the 6.
Okay.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Okay, and then according to Ballpark Pal here at Petco, minus 4% homers, minus 8% doubles and triples, minus 4% singles. That is our situation here. When we look at the, I believe we've done the line history. Sorry, we're multitasking here, but let's just go over it once more. No, we haven't yet. This total is an 8.5. It's minus 107 to the over. It opened up at 6:26 p.m. last night. 8.5 minus 101 to the over. So 16 cents is a legitimate move towards the over. And then when we get to the money line here, we have the San Diego Padres at minus 150. They opened up at minus 159, so we've had to move towards Alcantara. Something isn't right here. I guess it feels like the market's telling us that Sandy's going to have a good start. It doesn't feel like they're saying... Now, I get by looking at these two pictures that you'd want the over, AM on the over. I get it. Take it away. But also another part about Kyle Hart, though, it should be mentioned, he's only started twice at home. He's been great. 11 innings, 2 earned runs. But this market moving away from him towards Alcantara. Take it away for us here, Jose, our next spot on the board. Our final afternoon baseball game, Marlins-Padres.
Yeah, I just don't believe in Kyle Hart.
Oh, shit, my bad. Sorry. Marlins-Padres under for AM. That's a sharp way of looking at it. My bad. Joshua Alexander ready to get to work. Take it away. Sorry, Jose.
No, I just don't believe in Kyle Hart. And I don't know if you guys saw, but one guy on the Marlins, I forget his name, made like 3-4 errors in one inning and came back into the bullpen or in the dugout just like in tears. And like the whole team kind of like, rallied around and tried to get him to feel better, et cetera. The whole thing, good feel good moment. Kind of feel like, that good karma comes back to the Marlins here, if we're being honest. I think the Marlins can win this game. I think Sandy can pitch well. I am not of the belief that he thinks or that he is trash. What reason does he have to turn it on? He's on a shitty team. He's probably going to get traded. I think he's just building up every start, just continue to build. And I think he's just saving the good shit for someone else, honestly. So I lean Marlins here, and I haven't moved on it yet, but I definitely am looking that way.
Before we get to one time, Troy says, do you have to believe in Kyle Hart when the Marlins are this bad versus lefties? No, but I want it to correlate with the market. That's not happening. The market's moving away from him. If it was different, let's say we have a 15-cent move towards Kyle Hart. I'm on them right now. Wine time, take it away. A fascinating spot. I don't want to call Alcantara a journeyman. Fucking Cy Young Award winner, but good God, is he pitching like a journeyman? Take it away, my man.
Yeah, this is tough for me, guys, because I've been on the Marlins the past 2 games. Blew huge leads in those games. I mean, yesterday they scored 6 runs in the top of the first inning. Take the 6-0. It's baseball. Anything can happen. They don't score again. They end up losing the game.
1-0 Red Sox.
What happened? Home run?
1-0 Red Sox, yeah.
Solo shot. There we go. But yeah, it's just a tough game for me, guys, because I want to be back on the Marlins. Moose was at the game 2 days ago in the extra innings games. And I was on the Marlins. He was on the Padres in that game. And we were talking about it. He told me he was at the game. I was like, damn. I was like, that's a fucking good game to be at. And and they fucking lose it in extra innings. Yesterday, they take a 6-0 lead, blow the lead throughout the game. Now we're getting another affordable price on them. We've gotten a pretty affordable price on them. Kind of been fishy lines in this whole entire series. I know the Marlins have kind of been fighting in some games, but we've got the Marlins' best pitcher on the mound here in Sandy Alcantara over the last couple of years. He was a Cy Young Award winner, but he's definitely, I should say, the last couple of years, he's been on a downfall. Maybe this is a get-right spot for him against one of the best lineups in baseball, and he goes out there and shoves and shows that he still does have a lot left in the tank here. That's the only way I can back the Marlins here. If Sandy is going to say, I'm going to go face one of the best offenses in Major League Baseball and shut them down. That's the only way the Marlins win this game here. Sandy goes out there and pitches lights out. Definitely think he can. Shows up here in a big way, but it's just not enough conviction on me. I've lost 2 straight spots on the Marlins, and I don't want to take them again here, even though we're getting, let's see what the line is right here at my book. Plus 140 exactly right here. We've got a total at 9 here. Oh, man, this is a tricky spot because I want to back the Marlins. It's just they kind of seeing them blow a 6-0 lead yesterday kind of has me off them in this spot. Recency bias, and I shouldn't let that get in the way of this decision, making another bet on the Marlins here, but I'm not going to do it as of right now. If I end up moving on the Marlins, I'll let you guys know. I'll tweet it out, but as of right now, I'm just going to stay far away from this game.
Yeah, it just doesn't correlate properly for me, so I'm gonna have to stay off as well. So we have the Astros at -134. I mean, it's just crazy to me. I wonder if it doesn't correlate enough that I could stay off the Houston Astros. Who in their right mind wants to? I mean, I guess I can stay off. I guess I could say, Severino doesn't have very good numbers, but look at his numbers on the road. They're spectacular. Fuck. And sorry to do this again, but neither of you guys moved on the Astros.
No.
And Stacks is on the Athletics. It's not something I would choose to move on. Kelly's saying Oakland 1-9 lately. Terrible. Okay, because I want to lock in that first 302. I still have 31 minutes. I mean, do you trust these splits with Severino? I mean, we had the exact same splits basically with Peralta. You guys weren't afraid to fade Peralta.
I do not trust the splits.
Okay.
3 outs in the bottom of the second. So.
Oh, and that state's already moved on the Astros here. Okay, 3. So we have a 6.5 at plus money.
6 minus 117 will now be moving on officially.
You have a flat 6?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll get one, but I will try to wait. Okay. Well, then I'm going to lock in on those 2 spots. Let me set up our next game. Dougie Wise saying that Kershaw starting to settle down. 6:35 p.m. Eastern with the St. Louis Cardinals, 31-24. We now have evening baseball here. And Chris Warren on Severino over 5.5 Ks. St. Louis Cardinals 31-24, 12-16 on the road. The Baltimore Orioles 19-35, 9-16 at home. We're at Charm City, Baltimore, Maryland, and beautiful Camden Yards, Oriole Park. Miles Michaelis and Cade Povich, and AM saying this game won't happen most likely. So let's just go there first, so then I can take a
6 minus 117 official for me.
Light rain.
Got it.
Okay, 6 minus 1. Okay. And Von Polo saying it's not supposed to stop until 10 p.m. here. Okay, so an unlikely situation here to go. Let's just quickly touch
I leaned
on
over in this game. Or excuse me, I leaned under in this game.
You leaned under in this one. Robert Franklin on the cards here. BJ saying rain in Philly. So doesn't look like this one will go. Let's just touch on these guys a little bit. Sweaty Butcher, I like it. I'm about to move on this first 3 under 2. I haven't moved on it yet, so I'm down with it, Sweaty Butcher. So Mally Mel says love cards first 5 if it plays. Says Michaelis being hot lately. Coming off 4-3 win at home. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, solo shot, 4 Ks, 1 walk. He's been very, very good. He's been good on the road. He's only had 1 home run all year on the road. It's only lefties that are getting to him. Righties, he's completely shutting down. Cade Povich coming off a 19-5 loss to the Red Sox. It was the Orioles self-destructing. It wasn't on him. He pitched fine, 1 run over 5 innings at the Red Sox. Red Sox have been hitting lefties. There's times where it looks like Cade Povich really has it. But teams are going to have 9 righties up against them. Cards versus lefties, 223, 639 OPS. Orioles versus righties, 254, 719. And then you have a Cards bullpen that's top 5 in Major League Baseball over the last 30 days, and the Orioles bullpen that's horrific. So we don't know if this game will go. Again, let's just touch on the line history here, and Jose can talk about his lean. Again, it will. If it goes, you can do your due diligence, get the action in. If it doesn't go, at least we're kind of prepped if they double down tomorrow. There's been a slight move towards the Cardinals. And when we get to the total here for this one, here we go. We have a total of 8 minus 107 to the under. This opened up at 8.5. It wasn't a real. It was a real 8.5. It's heavily juiced to the over. So we've had a big move to the under. Again, we don't think this game will go. And then cash flow wise, sorry, let me find it. Here we go. Again, interleague. 56% of tickets, 63% of cash on the cards, 54% of tickets on the under, and 93% cash on the over. Take it away, Jose.
5.5 now.
Okay, yes, we move on it now. 125.
I like the under in this game, but I didn't move on it. Everyone saw the over Palooza yesterday, so I expected a little more of an under bet in this game. I didn't move on it, not going to, because I saw the weather. 93% of the money on the over in this game, but 54% of the bets are on the under. So another reason I'm off, but no action here for me. Wine, what'd you think?
Yeah, this is a tough game right here. I have a lean towards the Orioles here on Cade Povich. I think that he can go out there and potentially throw a good game if I was to take something in this game here. Cardinals, I mean, their bullpen, though, is so much better than the Orioles. So it's tough here to trust the Orioles bats as well. They've been so inconsistent this season. Cardinals have been playing some really good baseball the last month or so. Crazy seeing them sitting here 7 games over 500, and it's even crazier that the Baltimore Orioles are 16 games under 500. This Orioles team, it's tough to back them. I'm not going to – they were minus 119 before the show, and now I see them here at a minus 117, so a slight movement towards the Cardinals here right now as we've been talking about these games, and the under potentially looks live here. I don't trust really either of these offenses in this game, but this game might not even go, so I'm going to have nothing in this game. This is going to be a pass for me.
Well, I'm going to get my action in. We got a fascinating Braves-Phillies game. I realize I've got 1% on my phone, and I'm going to I need to live bet through the phone, so I'm going to need to charge that. So I'm going to pull get off the screen here for a second.
Yep.
Braves, Phillies, I'll be listening. Jose, set it up, and I'll be back as soon as I can.
Sure. Very interesting game when we talking Braves, Phillies here, and a lot of familiarity between the two. Zach Wheeler versus the aforementioned Braves. So let us talk about him now versus the Braves specifically here. And I'll talk about the wager talk line move or wager talk percentages right now as well. We have, so I have to scroll and find this thing real quick. 79% of the bets on the under, but 91% of the money is on the under. Fascinating. 56% of the money, 56% of the bets, and that just changed to 57. 61% of the money on the Philadelphia Phillies here. This line opened up at minus 152. It has come down to minus 146, or we used to play poker at. Penny as well has minus 142. Opened up at minus 161. So it looks like the Braves might be semi-line here, live here today with A.J. Smith. Shawver on the bump. Wheeler, his last appearance against the Braves was this year at the Braves, 5-7 loss. He got 5 1/3, 8 hits, 5 earned runs tagged on him there. Before then, went 7 shutout in his last inning or last game against the Braves last year to 3-0 the victory. And then the 2 starts before then were both losses as well. 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 6 innings shutouts. So even if he pitches well, might not get the win there. Just keep that in mind with this Phillies bullpen, which is not to be trusted in my opinion. So cannot wait to see this. AJ Smith-Shawver on the other side probably doesn't have much history against the Phillies, but we can still find out here what he has done against them. He's pitched against them once last year, 2 2/3, 3 earned runs, so not much to go off there. I think that the Phillies are the Braves are semi-live in this game, and I had looked at this game side-eye thinking, am I going to move on the Braves here? Not sure. Total in this game was a juiced under to start under 8, under 8, where we used to play poker. Penny had this at a 8 -110 to the under. It is now a 7.5. So good starts expected from both these guys. Wine time. What do you think?
Yeah, you hit it right on the head here, Jose. I think both these guys can go out there and deal today. I'm on the Braves here in this spot. I got some good plus money on them at plus 135. Although I was on them yesterday, they took the loss. Ever since Robert Acuna has been back, this offense really hasn't been able to get it going. Starts with him at the top of the order. He needs to get it going for this team. He sets the lineup up. He sets the rest of the guys up for success, especially if he gets on base earlier. He's always a threat with his legs as well. I like the Braves here in this spot. Coming off the loss yesterday, they got shut out to this Phillies team. I get it. Zach Wheeler's been a sight. I mean, going into the season, I think he was right behind Skeens. He was second in best odds to win Cy Young. And then going into the season, I think his first couple of starts, he actually struggled a little bit, and his odds didn't really move much, which, kind of told us everything we needed to know, is that he was going to come back to life and he was going to continue to deal. And that's what we've been seeing here. But I think the Braves order can get to him today. I know this this offense has been very inconsistent, especially last week. Been getting shut out, only be able to score 1 or 2 runs, and then they go off and score 7 runs in one game. I'm going to trust the Braves here. I think AJ Smith-Shawver can go out there and have a good game here today. So I'm on the Braves money line plus 135 here. I think it's an affordable price against the potential Cy Young award winner here in Zach Wheeler. Braves need to get it going. If they don't get it going here pretty soon, I'm not sure. I know they've got the bats in that order, but these guys have to come together here at some point. I'm on the Braves money line here, plus 135. If they don't get it done here, they're dead to me the rest of the season, though. They got to show me something here against Wheeler. I know Wheeler's one of the best pitchers in major leagues right now, but the Braves have got to get it going here. Seeing a little bit of line moving towards them here as well. I'm seeing a plus 1. Let me see. Let me refresh this right here. I got plus 135 before the show. Slight movement towards the Atlanta Braves. I guess at plus 134 didn't really move too much here. Team total for the Braves is 3.5 at minus 105. Definitely looking at that as well. But I'm on the Braves money line plus 135 here. We're getting a good amount of value with the Braves.
Yeah. It feels like the Braves are the spot here. I have 3 bets in now. 2 we've given out and talked about, 1 we haven't gotten to yet. And it feels like the Braves should be on my card here as well, honestly. I sat back and watched this line movement. It doesn't feel like today has had many line movement spots. This might be one of them. And I'm just very fascinated. And BJ, you mentioned that obviously Wheeler's pitched well against these Braves, but he still lost those games. He's pitched well. Romano, Strom, and Kirkring all through yesterday. That's their 1, 2, 3. 15, 11, and 14 pitches for all those guys. So they all should be available again. But I'll take my chances with guys on the second half of a back-to-back like that, and when they're not even that good to begin with. So I do indeed like the Braves here as well, and I might be moving on them as well. Wine, you said you moved on them?
I moved on them officially. I gave them out before the show at plus 135. I had the tweet that I ended up tagging you in. Yeah, plus 135 here for the Atlanta Braves. I like this spot. I think they can get it done here in Philly. They got to get it going here. I think this is a good spot for them, and we're getting good plus money here. They got coming off a shutout yesterday. Ronald Acuna's got to get it started, though. It starts with him at the top.
Yeah, shout out to my Venezuelan prince. Red Sox escaped from an early error misplay, so they're up still, end of 2. And bottom of the third, it's about to end here, 2 outs with no runners on, no outs, no runners on, 2 outs for Pablo Lopez. So maybe we could have waited a little bit longer on that over, but we'll see. here. I'm going to move on the Braves officially with you guys.
What's that live over looking like in this Tampa Bay race? So I got an under 8 at -120. It might be a good time for me to maybe move on this over 5.5 plus 105 right now. Wow.
Can try to get that middle.
I'm thinking about it. I think I might wait a little bit though, till the 4th or 5th inning here. We'll see. Tampa Bay is live at -143 right now on the money line, -1.5 plus 175. Interesting.
Wine, I joined you, and I just realized that I accidentally bet the over 6 twice. So that's great. Everything's going great over here.
Oh man.
Plus 134 for me, full game money line for the Braves. If I didn't hit that parlay, I'd be more pissed about this. But here we go. Let's ride.
Okay, let's roll here. TJ says, dudes are dealing. Why are we discussing betting the live over? We'll see how this all bangs out. BJ with some notes for the game you guys are discussing here says, a couple things to point out for the Phillies game. Braves was a sharp look yesterday and lost. Also, Bryce Harper not being in the lineup. Does that have anything to do with the line move? Is this an actual Brave spot? Zach Wheeler lights out, specifically going against the Braves the past couple starts. This is a real, it's as fascinating of a capping situation as I could possibly imagine. Zach Wheeler's thrown 3 straight scoreless starts. 3 straight scoreless starts. And, we're supposed to sit back and expect him. It's just absolutely fascinating. -9% overall runs at Citizens Bank Park, -10 home runs. I can understand the bounce back from AJ Smith-Shawver, but righties have been a real problem for him. So we also have rain. Do we think this one goes?
I didn't look at the weather, honestly, or I guess the precipitation.
It's in red, 88% chance of rain here. So, it's another.
It makes sense if Baltimore is,
I'm going to have to wait a little bit on this one. I did move on those 2 spots, did take the -1 on the Stros and take the first 3 under 2 in that Pittsburgh Arizona game. I do want just to touch again, just very, very quickly here on this total here, because it's the 7.5 -108 to the over, dropping from 8 to 7.5, but still juiced to the over. I think that the issue is the rain. But both bullpens have been very good. Both teams are hitting very similar. I think the problem is that this game probably doesn't go. So we'll have to see.
These are the only 2 games in red. Mally, I believe, asked. It was Baltimore, Philadelphia, that area.
Yeah, those are St. Louis, Baltimore, Atlanta, Philadelphia. Those are the only games in red. Jermaine saying 4 a.m. The rain stops here in Philly. So let's roll on. We have 7:40 p.m. Eastern action. Cincinnati Reds, Kansas City Royals. We're Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri. Let's get into the weather to get us started here in Missouri. We have 70 Fahrenheit, feels like 68, 4.7 miles per hour in, dies down to 4.2 miles per hour. Then let's get into the expectation here of this ballpark. It's very interesting, minus 28% home runs, but plus 15% doubles and triples and plus 10% singles. And that actually works out really well for the Kansas City Royals because they're hitting righties in the last 30 days 270, but just 728 OPS. And the Reds are not hitting lefties at all. 216, 607 OPS. I guess there's actually worse teams against lefties right now than the Reds. Hunter Green, I think they pulled him early because they're still worried about the groin strain or the calf strain or whatever it was that he went down to the IL for. Because I wasn't sure why he only lasted the 4 innings in that last start. I think they were concerned. He looks from the eye test unhittable. Obviously, that's not the case. Righties are not touching him at all. 160, 496 OPS. Noah Cameron is the real deal. This kid in 3 starts has been lights out. 0.93 ERA, 0.67 WHIP. Coming off a 3-1 loss at Minnesota, but he only allowed a solo shot, 4 hits over 6 2/3. So here we go. Let's take a look at the line history and then get to work on this one. We'll hear what Wine Time has to say. We have a total of 7.5 minus 114 to the under. This opened at even money to the under, a 14-cent move to the under. It's quite appealing. And then on the money line here for this one, we have the Royals at plus 105. They opened up plus 104, so no movement at all. And I liked what our guy TJ was saying, that we should just call it the board. On the board here with this Reds Royals spot, we have 52% of the tickets on Cincinnati and 72% of the cash on Kansas City. 88% tickets on the under, 94% cash on the under. Take it away, Wine Time. Your plan of attack here for Reds Royals.
Yeah, Reds have won the first 2 games in the series, 7-4, 7-2. They've been able to put up runs here. Reds offense over the last 5 games has actually been pretty good here, and we're seeing this total here at 7.5. I have a lean towards the under here. This might get to a 7, guys, before first pitch. I'm seeing it under 7.5 at minus 120 right now. I think Hunter Green and Noah Cameron, I like both of these pitchers, and I think they can both deal today. I have some questions about both of these batting orders at times as well. I would trust that these pitchers can go out there and duel today. I'm looking at the under 7.5 minus 120 here. Nothing official for me in this game, though. I will say, this is going to be a pretty good ball game here. I kind of think that the Royals might be live here, seeing slight movement towards them on the money line right now. I see them at plus 100. I want to move on the under here in this spot. I just want to trust both of these pitchers on the mound and not trust these offenses today. Even though that both first 2 games of the series have gone over the total. We saw an 8 and a 7.5 in both of the games. We saw both totals go over. I think this is the game where it goes under here, and both these pitchers go out there and duel. The Reds offense comes back to life a little bit. They may be able to score a lot of runs the last 5 games. I kind of dare both these teams to score 8 runs here in this ball game. Nothing official for me as of right now. This might be another spot, like I mentioned earlier. This might be one of the games where I move on before first pitch here. I kind of like the under here in this spot. I'm just afraid if I wait too long, this might get to a 7. If it gets to a 7, I don't really want to necessarily take it. So as of right now, this is going to be a stay away game for me. What do you think about this one, Jose? You think this is going to go under or over?
I don't know, but I do think the Royals are semi-live as well. I think this is a fishy line. Personally, I think this should be minus 130 Reds at least, with Hunter Green on the bump here. Jimmy, I'm sure you've talked about the market in this game, but I'll just hit it again. 54% of the bets are on the Royals, or excuse me, on the Reds. 72% of the money on the Royals, though. It feels like the Royals are indeed live in this game. I haven't moved on them, but I've been looking at the Royals as well.
This is a AM on the under here. In Kong's clips backing Hunter Green's strikeouts. I mean, it was a strange start against Chicago. It was at home. I guess, he was pulled after 4 innings. 2 strikeouts. I wonder if they're still concerned. They must be still concerned about, why he was. I can't remember if it was the calf or the strings. I don't remember which one it is. Oldie says, I like the value on Kansas City. Not sure if they'll make my ticket. The line is a little weird. I'm a little concerned about this. This doesn't fit what's been working with the first 3s. It doesn't fit. 2 pitchers with incredible numbers. That's not what's been working. TJ says a big difference first 5 versus full game money line Green should be fine. Oh, I'm sure. I don't think that Green will be a problem. I just worry about how deep he'll go. The Reds bullpen's been bad last 30 days. They were great the first 30 days of the season. So yeah, I guess I'll just leave it as a lean to that first 3 under, but that'll be all it is for me. It's just a lean at this point. First 3 under 2, I'll look at a little bit more in a bit. Let's roll on. let's roll on. We have 8:05 p.m. Eastern action. Colorado Rockies 9-46, 3-24 on the road at the Chicago Cubs, 34-21, 17-10 at home at Wrigley Field in Chicago, Illinois. Let's go to the weather here in Chicago to get us started. 56 Fahrenheit. This has got a possible drizzle, but it goes away. So if they push the game a little bit, maybe, but 6.3 miles per hour in. The wind's all over the place. It's only in for the first hour, then it's right to left, and then it's out. So don't get too caught up in the wind. But it does say here, according to Ballpark Pal, minus 33% homers, minus 34% doubles and triples, and then plus 4% singles. So it's the worst park for offense here of all of them. So let's get into the line history for Rockies Cubbies. We have the Cubbies minus 335. They open up minus 320, 15 cents of movement towards the Chicago Cubs. From a total standpoint here, we have this at a 8, minus 111 to the under. This opened up at 8, minus 115 to the. Went it down to 7.5 for a while. Now it's an 8. But it is a very slight, 3 or 4 cent move to the over. And then when we get to the cash flow for Rockies Cubbies, we have 77% of the tickets, 83% of the cash on the Cubs, 78% of tickets, and 87% cash on the under. So here we go. Robert Franklin looking at the Rockies plus 1.5. We have Tanner Gordon, who's looked quite good through 12 in the third to start his career. 6 innings last start, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 homer, 5 Ks, 2 walks, and a 3-2 win at home over the Yankees. But he's made 2 starts, and they've both been at home. Now, I know Colorado's not an easy place to pitch, but this is his first road start. And now the weather is going to benefit him.
Oh, we got a run.
All right.
Got a run
in
Rays Twins. And
who got it?
I want to talk solo home run by Brandon Lau.
All right. So we have Boyd going today. Splits are funky. He's not looked very good over his last couple starts. I'm not entirely sure what we're going to get from him moving forward. But the Rockies don't hit lefties at all. 195, 578 OPS. The Cubs, we know, are raking versus righties. The Rockies bullpen is not being good last 30 days, but it's still, a tiny bit better than we had thought. And the Cubs bullpen is being best in Major League Baseball over the last 30 days. So is this a spot where the, Matthew Boyd gets right? It might just be. Take it away here, Jose. Rockies, Cubs.
Yeah, I feel like I just need to see one of these minus 300s go through a hoop. I'm not betting it today. I've lost too many units to fucking these assholes right now. So I'm going to take the day off of betting the minus 300 fade, especially because yesterday's was such a tease. Oh my God, it was so frustrating. But I'm off this game, no action. I expect the Cubs to do their thing. If this is a low scoring game, then take the plus 1.5 on the Rockies. But I have nothing here.
It is fishy. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you for letting us know. It is fishy. I mean, Tanner Gordon's never had a road start. Matthew Boyd doesn't look that good. But, and they still have pretty good numbers overall. Deacon Mike says this won't be a low-scoring game in his opinion. Yeah, it just doesn't fully correlate. There's no need to force it or push it right now. No need. So we can just kind of roll on here. Let's do that. Right now, we have 1-0 for the Rays. We have a single, so we have a runner on now. We have 1-0 Giants, 2-1 Dodgers. A's Astros about to start. 4-0 White Sox, and Red Sox Brewers are tied at 1. Let us know if anybody in the chat's moving live on anything. We got Wine Time back. Wine Time, did you want to touch on this Rockies Cubbies spot? Weather-wise, you would think under, but there are some concerns with the pitchers. Gordon being first road start, and Boyd's not looked very good lately. Did you have any interest in it?
No, I do think Boyd could go out here and absolutely deal today. I mean, looking at it right now, Rockies team total 2.5, under 2.5, minus 115. Sheesh. I think this is going to be a good get-right spot for the Chicago Cubs and Matthew Boyd here. I should say for Matthew Boyd, not the Chicago Cubs. A good get-right spot here for Matthew Boyd. You mentioned he's kind of been getting touched up a little bit. Colorado Rockies is a team that he should absolutely dominate against. I mean,
Oh, there we go.
White Sox.
There we go. Sorry. 2-run shot, Rays. I should have moved on the Rays with you guys.
Good.
I'm about to see it right there. Oh, there it is. Dead. Oh, wow. That was an absolute.
Oh, no doubter. And there's going to be more. There's
Wow.
going to
That's
be
why
more.
we weren't worried about fucking accidentally betting it twice.
That was in the air for a very wow. That was crazy. That was a shot.
That's what they got to do. They got to get these fucking things up in the air.
Yeah, gotta get him up in the air. Gotta change the trajectory. I should have. We have more live action. Raise over 4.5. You got the 4.5, Blackthorn.
It was 4.5 at one point. Yeah,
I should have doubled down. I got scared. TJ scared me. But I love it. It's no
Damn
fault
you,
of TJ.
DJ.
I said I was gonna bet it twice. Then TJ's like, "Why are you betting the under? These guys are dealing it."
Yeah.
I love TJ.
This
Londo
weather-
in the house. Great to see you, Londo. We've missed you. Samit moving on. Oh, I hope he didn't though. And then
Oh man.
we have TJ live under 6.5 in San Francisco, Detroit. Okay, so sorry, I was pumped up. Oh, another rope, runner on.
I hate this has to come off of my good friend Pablo.
Oh, I love that it's
I
coming.
want the
on.
Rays to touch him up here. Let's go.
Sorry, slow jams. I was what a call. 4.5 on Black Thor. Oh, it's all good, TJ man. You're the man. It's okay. I got in on one. I said to everyone I was going to double down, but it means I'm listening, and I'm also interrupting you, Wine Time. I'm sorry, but
You're good, bro.
Cash rules everything around this. Cream, get the money. Okay, take it away, Mike.
Live 7.5, by the way.
I was just about to say we're looking at an under 7.5 live minus 120 in this Minnesota Twins at Tampa Bay Rays game. These hitters are making solid contact with the ball right now, guys. It's hot out. It's probably like 96 out there in Tampa right now. Giants right now. I'm just going over a couple of the quick live lines before talk more about this. Giants Tigers right now. Giants are up 1-0. We got a live total at 5.5 right here. Mention the Rays here, guys. My book has them locked. Minnesota Twins live right now plus 707. Dodgers took that lead 2-1. White Sox up 4-0. My guy Jimmy the Bag Ride. What did you move on officially in that game again, Jim? Was it the first three?
Yeah, it was juicy. So,
yeah.
I could have bet it with bigger balls, but
we take it though. We take a win when we can get it. And then the Brewers game, I missed that. I think I was off.
His first 3 plus a half. That's why it was juicy.
Raphael hit
first
home
3
run.
money line would have been big balls, but
yeah,
stolen base.
There we go. But yeah, guys, it's gonna be a pass for me. Nothing for me in this game. I do think that Boyd can go out there and deal. So I'm kind of thinking about the Rockies team total under, even though it's only 2.5. Kind of daring them to score 3 runs against Matthew Boyd. I don't think they can do it. Nothing I want to move on officially though, guys.
Yeah, I'm thinking of sweeping the early games and shutting down. All right, let's roll here. Let's see. We got oh no. Oh no, he misplayed it. Oh, he God, he's so lucky. He's so lucky. He took the wrong step. Ooh, he's lucky.
You're like 7 seconds ahead of me. I'm about to see it right now.
He is lucky. All right, let's move on to a very, very interesting spot here. 8:05 p.m. Eastern. Toronto Blue Jays 26-28, 10-16 on the road to the Texas Rangers 27-29, 18-11 at home. We're at Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. Heard that the roof was open. I'm trying not to, Mally Mal, but there's money on the line, and yes, I'm watching. I'm watching it, but try not to focus on it. Trying to stay focused with you guys. We have Deacon Mike will be betting the over 1.5 home run prop at Chicago, Colorado. So did they offer it to you, Deacon? Because like I predicted, my bookie has no longer is offering it. Like I told you, like they don't sit back and let anybody win. So, Slow Jams Arsenal moving on the Mystics plus 4.5. I can't wait to talk about that. Okay, Deacon, thank you. In the private message, I will take a look. But let's get back to business here with Blue Jays Rangers 5-0 White Sox. Oh God, it's just so feels so good to get the day off started like that. But we got lots of work to do. We have line history here. This is an 8.5. It's -110 to the over. This opened up at 8. It opened up at 8 and it lasted there. It didn't open up till 5:47 a.m. I don't know why they waited so long. 3 hours later, it had moved to an 8.5. And we've had times where the 8.5 has been quite juiced. Right now, it's -111 to the over, -101 to the under. Let's get into the money line here for this one. On the money line for Jays Rangers, we have the Rangers at -126. This opened up -151. So just like yesterday, when the market told us Bowden Francis was going to shove, just like yesterday, they're saying that I guess Eric Lauer is going to shove. The Rangers versus lefties last 30 days, 203, 568 OPS. Horrific.
And by the way, it's opener and then Eric Lauer.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I forgot who the opener is already. But yeah, on the books, it's going to have someone else listed. And then Lauer is going to come in after as a primary.
Deacon Mike, it sounds like you got a tough spot there. I think you hopefully your ex-wife's DUI didn't cost her too much money, so you could pick up a little cake yourself. Man, I got a wife in there cooking up a storm all the time, man. Are you kidding me? You kidding me? But let's go. Tyler, Molly, Eric Lauer. Who is the opener?
Let me tell you. Sorry, I didn't look it up.
Let me pull this up. Schultz.
Okay.
Howard?
P. Schultz.
All right. Let me pull this up here. Let's get the information. But the opener's only going to be in there for
Paxton.
Paxton Schultz. That's right. Yeah, it's Paxton.
Yeah, I got to look up his numbers. I can't.
Paxton Schultz. He's gone 4 times in the majors this year. 3 innings, 3 hits, 4 runs. None of them earned against Tampa Bay. 1 home run. 1 inning one inning perfect, I should say, against Tampa Bay. At New York, 2 1/3, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, a home run, 3 Ks, 2 walks. And then on 420, he pitched 4 1/3, 2 hits, no earned runs, 8 Ks, no walks. In the minors, he's basically been 3 innings max. 3 innings perfect, 1 inning perfect, in the minors. But yeah, should be about 1 inning, 2 innings max.
TJ, let's stay calm. Let's not say horrible things about my friend Griffin Canning. All right. So we have Rangers bullpen being a problem. Everything the Rangers are doing has been a problem. Eric Lauer is terrible. And Tyler Molly's been absolutely spectacular. We have Wine Times, a childhood teammate here. He's been in 7 home starts. 7 home starts. Here, we've been doing this all day, Jose. How many earned runs do you think Tyler Molly's allowed in 7 home starts?
5.
4.
Jeez. Wow.
I mean, the guy's 38 innings and he's allowed 22 hits. Lefty's hitting 143, 397 OPS against him. I mean, so the market is clearly telling us that. I think the market's telling us that he's going to get touched because they're hiding Lauer, and it's going to be the Jays bullpen, which has been quite good. I think that the trust is the Jays bullpen. Jays bullpen's top 10 in the last 30 days. So we know a huge move towards the Jays. The total, again, that will tell us something because so we have a huge line move towards the Jays, and then on the total for this one, again, sorry, and I know I'm repeating myself. Oh yeah, the 8.5 juice to the over. I think there's going to be runs in this baseball game. Let's hear your thoughts, Jose. Let's start with you. Blue Jays in action, and we got the Angels next, which is perfect spot for wine time. So take it away.
Yeah, I'll keep this one brief because I moved on it. Toronto Blue Jays money line for me. I believe in Eric Lauer. I don't think he's as gas can as everyone thinks. And I'll trust your Blue Jays bullpen here. 56% of the bets, 80% of the money on Toronto here. And the line has moved from what are we getting openers at? -150 now down to -125-ish. So, yeah, I moved on the Blue Jays myself. I got plus 116.
AM, are you still in the chat? This feels like Jose, did you have interest in the over?
I think Lauer pitches well, so no. I consider team total over for the Blue Jays, but I did that ride yesterday and I didn't enjoy it.
Rochester Johnny says, never had any teammates when I was younger that went pro. One former teammate is a federal district court judge, though. My dude on the Giants. Take it away, Wine Time. Blue Jays, Rangers.
Yeah, my guy TJ touched on the chat. A couple of these guys are just due for regression. I do think Tyler is due for a little bit of regression here incoming. I mean, we saw him against the White Sox. They pulled him out early in that game. He gave up, I think, 3 or 4 runs in that game in 5 innings. They don't let him throw too long. They don't want him in there to see this lineup 3 times around, honestly. And against the Toronto Blue Jays lineup, I think the second time around, they're going to hit him hard. I think Mally's going to be able to go out there and pitch some good baseball the first couple innings. I'm going to move on this total live as well. But I think both teams are going to be able to hit today. I have 2 plays in this game, guys. I'm on the Blue Jays money line plus 120. Tweeted out before the show. I think they're very live in this game, and I think they're very live to score runs. I'm on the over 8.5 minus 115 as well. And I'm looking to move on a live total over as well. I think this is going to hit double-digit runs easily today. I don't think we're going to see Tyler out there for more than 5 innings today. I think they're going to pull him pretty early as soon as they start touching him up. This Blue Jays batting order, they're due to start. These bats got to get going. I mean, Vladdy only got 7 jacks this season. He needs to get it going. Bo Bichette, I think these guys are going to be able to hit him the second time around. So give me the Blue Jays on the money line plus 120. Line movement already moving my way right now. Before the show, I got plus 120. We are now looking at a Toronto Blue Jays plus 116. I did see a plus 115 earlier, but so a little bit moved back towards the Jays, I guess, or towards the Rangers, I guess you could say, but not much. I'm on the Blue Jays here, and I think there's going to be runs scored for both sides of this. So give me the over 8.5 and give me the Blue Jays money line. What's going on in this game?
What a fucking joke, dude. What a fucking joke. How is that not a fucking RBI there? Just Connor Wong got his head up his ass. Rafael has a head up his ass. What the fuck are we doing?
Did you see how close I was to a 3-run home run in Tampa?
From Dan Jan? Yes, I did see that.
I thought it was a home run. Even after, like, I know that nobody was celebrating except for the ass clown that caught it, but I was like, that's a home. All right.
What a fucking asshole.
TJ says hard to pull the trigger on the over in Texas. It is. But how do we not do it here in this market? It's gone from 8 to 8.5. You know, we have 2 pitchers I expect regression from, not one. Like Lauer is being hidden. And then, you know, we have 93%, 95%, 93% tickets, 95% cash on the under. We just watched a 2-0 game. I mean, I'd be beating myself up a lot for you know, putting Neesmith too much in the focus of the cap and staying off of yesterday's game. But everybody saw a 106-100 game. And that total was 24.5. Everybody lost their shirt on the over. So the total opens up at 21.5, gets down to 219.5. We knew the Pacers were going to move the ball quickly. When people keep seeing something, it, you know, obviously we talk about those biases here. Blue Jays and the over for Wine Time. Blue Jays and the over for me. Blue Jays for Jose. I just want to do a quick run through here of okay, so Spooner has the cards left. Okay. All right. Let's get back to work here. Our next spot on the board, we hammered that one, is Wine Time's Los Angeles Angels. We have Clark Schmidt going up against Yusei Kikuchi. We'll ask you this, Wine Time. 4 home starts for my friend Yusei Kikuchi, Ella's favorite pitcher. How many earned runs do you think he's allowed in 4 home starts?
Let me think here for a second. I'm going to say he's pitched. I'm going to say 8 to 10.
3.
Wow.
3.
Yeah, and he has 1 win in those games, which is absolutely That's how bad this bullpen is, man.
But this guy could become bet on, whether or not that's a team total with the opposition. But we have some issues here, and I'd like you to touch on them. The Yankees saw a lefty yesterday. So is that going to help them seeing another lefty today? Again, this is the Yankees team whose numbers have dropped because of what happened yesterday. But overall, the Yankees versus lefties, 269, 849 OPS is number one right now. The Dodgers have fallen off a little bit against lefties. So the Yankees bullpen hasn't looked as good of late. The Angels are hitting righties. And Clark Schmidt hasn't looked very good. Here's another. Clark Schmidt has 3 road starts. We don't need to keep doing the trivia spot. I'm just pumped up, man. I'm just pumped up. That's all. Seeing the money coming, I'm pumped up. 11 earned runs. Clark Schmidt's allowed in 14 2/3, 4 home runs. He has struck out 21 batters, so he is rolling here. Lefties are raking against him.
God bless Rafael Devers.
3-1 Red Sox. Wow, that was.
Oh,
Lefties are absolutely raking right now against Clark Schmidt. Lefties are hitting 225, a poor average, but with an 821 OPS. So the problem with this team is their lack of lefties. It's a huge problem. Now, Moncada can hit from the left-hand side, and he hit a homer, and Rengifo can do it too. It's Sean Noel is the only lefty. This is an issue for them. I don't think they're buyers here, but it's an issue. So Kikuchi is rolling. He's pitching very, very well. And let's get into the weather and hear from our guy, Wine Time. So weather-wise, a ballpark pal has Angel Stadium -1%, +7% home runs, -3 doubles and triples, -4 singles. Then when we get to Swish for this one, we have Angel Stadium, 69 Fahrenheit, 8.3 miles per hour out to center, dies down at 6.3. Mills will be here tonight. Wine Time may be here as well. We're hoping that he gets to this one. When we look at the line history, we have a total at 8.5 -118 to the over. This opened up at 9. It wasn't a real 9. It was -117 to the under, but it didn't really move. I mean, it basically you could still do the same thing. You get the under 9 juiced, you can get the over 8.5 juiced, depending on what you want. And then when we get to the money line for this one, we have the Angels at +141. They opened up at +145. Clark Schmidt does not look good. We have 56% of tickets, 74% of the cash on the Yankees. Line's not moving towards them. 80% of the tickets on the under, 88% cash on the under. Line's not moving there either. TJ says Angels hitting for the most power in Major League Baseball last 14 days with a 26% strikeout rate is comical. So here we go. Wine Time, take it away. It feels like the Angels are bet on in this situation. What's your plan?
Yeah, it's crazy. They go off for 8 straight games on the road, come back home. They sat O'Hoppe and Neto in that Sunday game, in that 3-game series against the Marlins, a game that they absolutely needed. And it's just crazy that they set their 2 studs in that game. Logan O'Hoppe gets hit in the head in Monday's game, so they gave him the night off yesterday. He came in to pinch hit, swings at a 3-0 pitch to, potentially win the game. Made that late comeback there in that game, but couldn't end up doing it. I think the Angels are absolutely live here in this spot. I haven't backed them in the first 2 games. I have backed their team total and have not cashed, as you can tell, because this offense has just gone ice cold since that first game against the Marlins in this series. Taylor Ward has came back to life over these last couple games. He got AL Player of the Week last week. It was one of the craziest runs I've ever seen a player make in 1 week on the Angels. It was absolutely crazy to see him go up there and just seem like hit a bomb every single at bat, at least every single at bat they needed him to. You say Kikuchi, you touched on it, Jimmy. And this guy's been lights out this season at home, man. He's been lights out. When we signed this guy, I was like, we're paying this guy a lot of money. He's a little bit older. I'm not sure why we're doing this. The Merles in the front, he's on one of them as well. I was kind of confused on that. And this guy has, he has usually that 1 inning in a game where he gets touched a little bit. But it seems like he kind of pitches better when he has a runner at first base, when he has a little bit more to be worried about. I like Kikuchi this year. He is a lot different of a pitcher than Anderson. I think he's going to be effective today. Not that Tyler Anderson wasn't yesterday, but Angels bats have to get it going. My buddies were texting yesterday, and I was just like, guys, we can't win if we don't score a fucking run. You know what I mean? Regardless of what's going on the mound for us in that game, you got to score some runs here. You got to score with runners on base. You touched on it, the lefties. We don't have a lot of them. Moncada, it was his 30th birthday yesterday. He hits a home run in the top of the 9th. He'll hit from both sides of the plate. Rengifo will and Sean Noel. we know Sean Wells very much a contact hitter, gets on base. He's been flying under the radar too. I mean, the guy's hitting over 280 right now. It's just crazy. Out of all the young guys, I'm surprised he's the guy that's kind of leading up there. Neto, though, been playing some big time baseball at shortstop. I've been touching on this guy every single week. This guy is really good out there. My buddy just bought his son a Neto jersey. That's the jersey you got to buy if you're an Angels fan. But I'm on the Angels money line here, plus 140 to get things going here in this game. I think they're live to win this game here. Yankees going for this sweep in Anaheim. I've been hearing that these games are almost sold out, and it's like 75% Yankees fans. It's pretty crazy. I'm going to try to make my way down there today to get to this ball game. Been to the last 2 years. The Yankees have been in town. Always like watching the games because their fans actually boo their team when their team's doing shitty. It's actually funny to see. I remember 2 years ago, Carlos Rendon pitched a day game, and they were calling him fat ass walking back to the dugout. It was hilarious to see, actually. But I'm on the Angels here in this spot. I think that this is the game that they are live for. There's a reason why they're only plus 140 today. The whole series, they're like plus 180 to plus 200. This makes sense to me that this is an Angels spot at home. They're going to be able to get it going offensively. So I'm on the Angels money line plus 140.
I'm going to decide between first three or first five, and I'm leaning to first five. Or sorry, leaning to first three. First five, I mean, it was 15 cents. 15 cents cheaper than full game here at 365. Samit looking at Angels first five. Wine time moving on Angels full game. And Slow Jams Arsenal says, why did the Blue Jays get rid of him? He's trash. I mean, we just weren't going to pay him. He was a free agent. 3 earned runs. That's what Kikuchi has allowed in 22 innings, 4 starts at home. I don't think he's trash at all here. So let's hear from Jose Bouquet, Yankees Angels.
Yeah, I'm going to just join you, wine time, just a straight tail on my man here on the Angels. I was thinking whether I wanted to go first five full game here. First five has moved quite a bit, I'll say that. At where we used to play poker, it opened up at minus 150, now down at minus 138. So I was semi-interested in that, but the Angels bullpen is basically fully rested, ready to go. Kenley hasn't thrown in 4 days. Zephyr John hasn't thrown in 5 days. Hector Neris threw 24 yesterday, so maybe he doesn't go. But
yeah,
your 2 horses are ready.
Yeah, I'd say Brock Burke will be available too. Those are Brock Burke, Zephyr John, and Jansen are kind of those 3 guys at the back of the bullpen. It's nothing to write home about with these 3 guys. Let me tell you that.
But I'll join you, Wine. Angels full game for me.
3-run shot for the Mets. Now 5-3 White Sox. 5-3 White Sox. I'm not free yet. Bottom of the third. I need one more out. One more out. I should have been the idea that not being on the Rays. The mistake was that Rasmus pitched in these conditions, and Lopez is going to be caught by surprise from them. You guys moved on. It's a real stupid spot. Very, very dumb not moving. And I talked about it. And I guess I was just a little, I don't really have an excuse here. Also, it's too bad the move back to 8 in the Astros Athletics game was extremely telling. I moved on the Astros, which I'm fine with. But if I'm going to back Lance McCullers, I'm the one telling you that Severino's been phenomenal on the road. We have 2 pitchers with bad numbers. That is the setup for that first 3 under or an under, and I hate that I left that one out as well. So a little upset about those 2 things here. But look, we have a chance to get the day off to a strong start here. Yes, end of third. Okay, so we cashed the White Sox first 5 plus a half here. We have a runner on second with no out in the Tampa Bay, Minnesota game. I just cannot believe that whatever. You guys put the Rays on a silver platter for me, and I didn't take care of business here. Chris saying 4 Ks for McCullers. I mean, it's frustrating. The thing that we have to keep in mind is that when we're right, we have to get paid for it. Because we're trying to be right just 56% of the time, 57% of the time. So you need to get paid, and being right about that and not getting paid is very, very upsetting and unfortunate. But let's roll on. Let's roll on to the next spot on the board here. And it's our final spot on the board. 9:40 p.m. Eastern, Washington Nationals, Seattle Mariners with T-Mobile Park, Seattle, Washington. George Kirby did not look good in his first start. 9-2 loss at the Astros. But he's generally had splits that favored what he did at home. And we should expect him to pitch well here, I think. Nats versus righties last 30 days was 239, 692 OPS. A team hitting worse than them against righties is Seattle Mariners, 230, 678. Trevor Williams has been terrible. 24 and a third innings on the road in 5 starts. He's allowed 35 hits and 17 earned runs.
Got a pickle on this Rays game. Oh.
Ooh. All right.
Runner at second, 2 outs right now, bottom of the 5th inning.
Oh,
What a disgusting display.
What was he doing? What an idiot. I mean, it's just terrible, terrible base running. All right, we're through 2 in Oakland, Houston. I mean, you just can't. It's just fucking ridiculous. Also, the bottom of the 5th, Jose, where our first 5 unders would fall apart. The idea that that Roop is not going to get through the 5th. The market kind of indicated that was the case. This is just fascinating I love these Wednesdays with all the afternoon action. But let's get back to Trevor Williams, George Kirby. Let's shut this baseball down. We move on to NBA next. We got Billy Brisbane ready to rock with us. So a line history-wise, we have an 8. It's minus 109 to the under. This opened up at 8.5, minus 115 to the under. Now, it bounced back and forth a couple times, but now we have an 8, and it's juiced to the under. It's a pitcher's ballpark. It's been beautiful out west, so I imagine the roof's going to be open. We're going to go over the weather it's always half open. We have the Mariners minus 204. This line opened up minus 195. That's not much of a move towards the Mariners. So let's take a look at the weather. It's gorgeous. Jesus, 77 Fahrenheit, first pitch in Seattle.
Wow.
Holy shit. It's hotter in Seattle, way hotter than it is in LA. It's crazy. So let's go. Let's take a look at the cash flow, and then we'll have our guys hammer this one. Cash flow wise, we have 59% of the tickets, 65% of the cash on the Mariners, 50% of the tickets on the over, and 80% of cash on the under. The Nats bullpen is a problem, but the Mariners aren't really hitting. Feels like we should bet the under, but in these parks where we're so used to being cold, when it's warm, that ball can just start flying. Let's see what they expect from T-Mobile. Minus 3%, so plus 4 homers, so it's not much. So here we go. Our last spot on the board. Mr. Bouquet, your plan?
My plan is to stay off. I like both these pitchers, but not enough to move on an under in this game. Nationals bullpen's a little scary. I don't bet the first 5. I don't have the first 3, so I stayed off.
This is the setup for the first 3.
I figured.
I mean, Kirby has only thrown 3 2/3, and he looked bad. But Trevor Williams with the inflated numbers, this line moving to the under. I guess this is an actual double up. First 3 under, full game under. I guess everything's pointing in that direction. Let's hear from Wine Time, our last game on the board.
Yeah, nothing for me in this spot, guys. Got so much action today. This is a game that, if you wanted to kind of parlay something with a team, I would maybe say the Mariners. I think the Mariners can get this game done against Trevor Williams. Total is, I had an initial lean towards the under, but it is pretty warm out there in Seattle. It's not a game I want to get involved with. I've given you guys out 8 plays today, and I'm still like this Diamondbacks money line that's going to be coming off here in about an hour and 5 minutes really has me considering taking them, and also that Royals Reds under. So nothing for me in this spot.
Just got our 4th run in Tampa, 4-0 for the Rays. How did I not move? Okay, I'm gonna stop saying that. Okay, we're in business now. Now there's some truth to what Jerry Davis is talking about. The wind's blowing out. It's hot. That's not conducive to the under. By the way, Sweaty Butcher saying June 9th, Angels Mariners, Monday night game.
I'll put it in my calendar right now. I'll let my wife know too. Heck yeah, let's go. I'm down, Sweaty. we'll talk about that for sure.
I wonder if the weather just not being conducive to this point is I guess it doesn't fully correlate, because in all of those spots that have been such easy cashers, it's been the weather has helped in every situation. You have very pedestrian numbers, and then okay, you know what? I'm going to sit with that. It's certainly not going to be a double up spot. Certainly not going to be a double up spot. So, all right, let's review all action here in MLB. We'll go around the horn. We have for our guy Stacks play today, number 1 A's money line, and then the over 8.5 in the Padres game. Then we have the under 8 coins on in that Detroit Tigers game. Try to stick with the games that haven't started yet. Diamondbacks money line as well for Spooner, and the Cardinals money line. Then for me here, I have the first 3 plus a half for the White Sox that cashed. I'm also on the over 8 in the Rays game, and I live bet the over 5.5. So we're a couple runs away from that. Justin McKelvey's moved on it heavy, so let's get there. We all have moved on it live here, so let's get there. Then I moved on the Astros on the -1 line that's in play. I moved on the first 3 under 2 in Pittsburgh, Arizona. That's just about to pop off. Then I don't have that much action. I'm very interested in the first 3 under 2, but in Cincinnati, Kansas City, but I don't know if it fully correlates because the pitchers have such great numbers. But the Blue Jays in the over, I'm hitting. The Angels first 3, I'm hitting. And then I've got to decide what to do with that Washington Seattle under. Mr. Bouquet, please review your MLB action.
Yeah, my action here: Toronto Blue Jays +116, Braves +134, Los Angeles Angels +144. It's all my action that I have live here. For the parlay, friends and family here, Toronto Blue Jays money line +116 will be my leg.
That will be your leg of friends and family. Here is the Blue Jays for Jose. Wine time. Please review your action, and you don't have to have your friends and family yet, but please review.
Yeah, I'm on the Minnesota Twins and Tampa Bay Rays under 8 -110. I'm also on the Tampa Bay Rays money line -125. We're on the Atlanta Braves money line +135. The Blue Jays money line +120. Got some good plus money today, guys. Rangers and Jays over 8.5 -115. We're on the Tigers, Giants under 7.5 -105. It's 4-3 now in the 5th inning. That's most likely going to be a throw the ticket away in the trash. Angels money line +140. Red Sox money line +130. That was the late addition that I made. My guy Jose. And then I'm very much considering taking the Diamondbacks money line -130 and the Royals Reds under 7.5 -120. I've just got 8 plays going right now. We'll see after we talk about this NBA game if I end up moving on these 2 spots, because this Diamondbacks game is going to be first pitch in about an hour. So I've got an hour to decide on that game right now. I've got some good time on this Royals Reds, but at the same time, I do think this might get to a 7. So I probably should move on the 7.5, but as of right now, those are my 8 plays for today.
That was great stuff. It was great capping by the group. I'm very frustrated that I didn't join you on the race. I almost did. It was just that everything was happening so quickly, and games are starting so fast. I wish I had have done
We'll
that.
be right back, Jim.
No worries, my man. That's my only regret. Mr. Bouquet, any last words here before we reunite at the end of the show?
No, I'm excited for friends and family. Jimmy, your leg is the Carolina Hurricanes, I assume, right?
I'm gonna sit for a little longer. I mean, with everybody returning, yeah. I mean, I expect it to be. I'm surprised that Reinhardt is returning. I'm not. I guess including the Neesmiths thing that really bothered me yesterday because I was just so stuck on it that this line. I mean, look. I mean, you would think with the announcement that everybody is in that this line would be moving towards the Florida Panthers. That's not happening. So yes, Carolina will be my leg. Okay. Lex Steele says, Jimmy, don't fade Florida in regulation, bro. Oh, no. This is, look, I love that you guys, you should have seen the messages I got when I was on Carolina in game 4. You know, like we don't have to agree. So as Nuke Worker always says, let's agree to disagree. Shout out to the great Nuke Worker. All right, Jose, I will. Black Panther, not Black. I wasn't. Yeah, I'm not afraid at all. I don't think the Panthers are that good, honestly. They're slow. They're just bullies. You need to find a team.
We're gonna beat their ass in the finals.
Oh God, that's just gonna be the Stanley Cup final we all want. But no Hyman. Remember, Hyman was leading the league in hits, so we got lots to cap. And I hope that,
again.
Yeah,
Jimmy, it's going to be for our guy Bill Ransford.
You keep pronouncing. You're doing it. You're mispronouncing his name every single day. There's no S, so it's Bill Ransford.
He's my guy. He's no Pete Klima, and he's not that dirty redcoat Mark Messier, that son of a bitch who we all hate. But the oil. Jimmy, it's all about the oil.
It is all about the oil, Jose. It is all about the oil. Now it's all about basketball. Please welcome the star of the Locker Room Talk podcast, our number one show here on the channel, ready to cap NBA and WNBA here on Pub Sports Radio from South Jersey. Please welcome Mr. Billy Brisbane to the show. Brizzy, what's good, man? How are you?
What up, everybody? Hopefully everybody's doing well. Nice little wishy-washy Wednesday, as I always call it. Always weird results here on these Wednesdays.
I cannot wait to cap this basketball game with you, gentlemen. Let's get to work. We have the Minnesota Timberwolves at the Oklahoma City Thunder, Game 5 in Oklahoma City. I think that this will be a difficult first 24 minutes for Oklahoma City. There's so much pressure on them. It's hard not to think that you're one game away. It's hard not to think. This is a young team. They're not afraid of anything, but they've not done it before. I also think that this is the type of basketball game that Anthony Edwards, for his legacy, will step up in. And look, he can go 1 for 7 from 3, but I do believe that he's going to step up after the no-show. I have moved on the Timberwolves first half. And I've moved on Ant over 27.5 points. I got the first half at +5 at -111. That did scare me a little bit. You know, why would they be offering me up the 5? I almost didn't bet it, honestly, because I was like, a 5? Really? They're going to offer me a 5? And you can still get a 5. They're prevalent right now. You can get a 5. I just think Ant steps up. Now, will the Thunder roll in the second half? Possibly. Is Julius Randle going to do something here today? I hope so. You know, for his own legacy after the no-show. Toby Lane took the OKC -5.5 for safety. Let's take a look at the line history and set this one up for all of you guys. There are 8s everywhere. We've already heard BJ on the Minnesota Timberwolves. We have an 8. It's -106. This opened up at 8.5, and this was a 7.5 this morning. That was a huge move. That was at 8:45 this morning, and it came back to 8. It's very, very slightly juiced to Minnesota at the 8. OKC -8 is a -104 proposition. From a total standpoint here, we have a 220.5. It's -110 to the over. This opened up at 221, 11:52 last night. 4 minutes later, it's at 220.5, but it stays there, which is interesting. Doesn't move off that 220.5. Saturated says no Roy Randall blowout. Rob Free says this will be a blowout. OKC is too much for many. Wolves losing game 4 was a backbreaker. I was surprised that the Wolves stayed in game 4. I was on the Thunder -3. So let's talk about these two teams quickly and hear from our guys. And please, we want to hear from you guys in the chat as well. 2-0 A's, says Slow Jams Arsenal. Not what I want. Minnesota in the playoffs, again, it's sort of like that Pacers-Knicks series where they want to play at a slower pace, and Oklahoma City wants to play at a faster pace. They've met in the middle so far in this series. This series is played at 97.88 possessions a game. And you're getting slightly better shooting from Minnesota than we got throughout the playoffs. And the same is said for OKC, but they've been shooting quite a bit better here. The Thunder come home after the 128-126 victory and are 1 game away from the NBA Finals. And I think that it helps to have someone who's kind of been there and done that. A big shot, Bob Horry kind of a player to settle everybody down, to be calm, knowing that you're 1 game away. I think it's a tricky thing. You're 1 game away from the NBA Finals. I really do believe that. Mally Mal says Operation Garcia game. I get it. I truly get it. That would really only work if the Thunder blow out the Timberwolves, and the market really isn't indicative of that happening. This market has 53% of the tickets and 60% of the cash on Oklahoma City. And we've had but we've had a move towards Minnesota. We also have 55% of the tickets on the under and 58% of cash on the over, and we have nothing happening there. No movement really on the total. So Shea coming off 49-10. He did it on the road. Only 4 players have posted a stat line in the conference final game. Oscar Robertson, Charles Barkley, LeBron James, and Devin Booker. That's what he just did. Jalen Williams also just went for 34 points and 6 of 9 from 3. Chet Holmgren went for 21 and 7 boards. So it's the 9th time SGA, Williams, and Holmgren have all gone for 20 plus in the same game. In those games, they're 8-1. What happened here was the Thunder were spectacular. And are they just going to come home and do it again? Maybe. But I think it's going to be a little tricky. The Thunder, we know what they do after a loss. They deliver. And I still didn't cash the -3. Speaking of the Nuke Worker, shout out to the Nuke Worker for betting the double result instead. That was a nice payday. 3-0, the Thunder are after a loss. And we know what they've done at Paycom. They've been phenomenal. They're plus 191 points in 8 games. We get it. But look at what the Timberwolves just did. They turned the ball over 23 times. Ant goes 5 of 13 from the field and 1 of 7 for 3 for 16 points. He turned the ball over 5 times. Julius Randle goes for 5 points, 1 of 7 shooting. And they almost win. I mean, I think that should galvanize the troops. That Julius Randle and Edwards in game 3 went 21 of 32 for 54 points. In game 4, they went 6 of 20 for 21 points. So this is what happened to me. This is my cap. And look, you guys are watching the series. You have your own angles. But for me, the Timberwolves couldn't really have played any worse. And the Thunder couldn't really have played any better. And now with the Thunder 1 game away, look, I still took the first half. I still fear the Thunder's depth. Take it away here for us, Billy Brisbane. I have 2 bets. I have Ant over 27.5 points. I got that -103. It was -105 at 365. And I have the Wolves first half +5. Take it away, Brizzy, my man. The floor is yours.
Yeah, my only concern with that is like the energy that we saw in the post-game press conference in the last game was just like super concerning. Of like Anthony Edwards is like being asked of what he thought about the game, and he basically said, long story short, I did my job. Nobody else really did their job. And it's just not the energy I kind of want to see in a closeout game. It kind of feels like the Thunder know that they have the Wolves on the rope. Such a good home team. All their ATS covers in the playoffs this year have came at home, and they haven't covered a road game in the playoffs yet. So it's hard not to see them close this one out. I don't know. This line kind of feels more of like this could be a high-scoring competitive game or a high-scoring blowout of like, was that the Wolves' final push in our last game? I mean, after game 1 of the series, we've seen a combined 221, 244, 254. Some desperation in this series could definitely lead towards an over. I like the Oklahoma City team total over for the full game, 114.5. But favorite prop in this game, or just favorite bet in this game, is going to be Chet Holmgren over 15.5 points or 15 plus points. Chet seems to have benefited from splitting fewer minutes with Hartenstein on the court. 15 plus points or more in 3 out of his last 4 games. Game 3, he missed due to a blowout. I think he's going to have to play a big role in this closeout.
He is. I fear these guys are coming off phenomenal basketball games, but it's not beyond someone to put it together for the second time. What was that team total over for the Thunder?
114.5.
114.5, and the over 15.5 for Holmgren. Wine Time Sports, my friend, take it away.
Yeah, I'm on a couple spots in this, Jim. I'm with you on the T-Wolves. I'm on it in a little bit different of a way. In that first half, I'm on their team total over 53.5 minus 110. I think they're going to go out there firing in that first half. I think they're going to be able to score at least 55 here in this first half. And I'm also on Anthony Edwards. I'm with you. I'm on the over 27.5 points minus 105. I also teased this, guys. I did Minnesota Timberwolves plus 13.5 in the over 215.5. It's minus 126-point teaser. I like this play, honestly, a lot. I think the T-Wolves are going to be able to stay in this game. One play I'm really considering is even the T-Wolves full game plus 8 minus 110 here. I just think they can stay in this game. I think Ant Edwards is going to – I mean, the fact that they actually covered in the last game is pretty wild. I was on the money line. I should have just been on the +3, but the fact that they actually covered that game that late, they're hitting some big-time shots. And you mentioned it. I mean, Jalen Williams couldn't miss in that first half. And in the second half, he was taking some wild step-back threes where it's like, well, he's playing some big-time basketball in a hostile environment on the road, right in front of Alex Rodriguez right there. He pointed at him a couple times. I don't know. I like the Minnesota Timberwolves to kind of stay within this game. I don't know if they win this game outright. I wouldn't be surprised if they win this game on the road. Absolutely not. But I am on the Timberwolves in the first half, team total over 53.5. I think that's a really good number that they can easily hit over there. I think maybe even looking at a first quarter team total, but first half official 53.5 minus 110. T-Wolves plus 13.5 and the over 215 and a 6-point teaser minus 120. And then Anthony Edwards over 27.5 points minus 105. So 3 plays for me tonight. I think Ant Edwards is he's gonna ball out tonight. I think he's gonna put at least 30 up on the board. So that's my action for tonight. I do think the Timberwolves are live to win this game. I'm not gonna give that out, and I'm not gonna play it as of right now either. But I wouldn't be surprised.
Rob Free says the Soda bench won't play well on the road like they did Game 4. No, you're right. You're right. This game is not about Nickeil Alexander-Walker. This game is not about Dante DiVincenzo. This game is about Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle. So I agree with you. The stars have to be stars in this basketball game. If the Timberwolves are going to, rely on their bench to bring them victory, I agree. That won't work. And we know that the role players step up at home and not really on the road. I have this vision of Ant going into the arena like locked in, being the enemy, being on the road. I think he likes that.
He loves that. He loves that.
So I would be devil's advocate though, if you like the Timberwolves, why wouldn't you just load up on Anthony Edwards props in a win or a loss? In a blowout loss or in a win by 10 points tonight, Anthony Edwards is going to have to do a lot. Like his double-double prop sitting at plus 220, PRA sitting at 39.5 on FanDuel. He's going to be very involved in the offense. And if you wanted to go for a gusto triple-double prop, 25-1, 3-point prop sitting at 3.5. He's coming off a horrible shooting game from the 3-point line. Like, if you like the Timberwolves, I would just load up on Anthony Edwards props. They might just cash regardless of the result of this game.
But that's what we've done. It's not the devil's advocate. That's what both Wine Time and I've done.
Yeah, 1,000%. I'm just saying, I would go for the PRA of I would want the rebounds and the assist as well. Of Anthony Edwards isn't going to go out like a bitch for sure.
I want him just to score. I get it. I completely, but I just want him just to score because we've watched Ant go 1 for 7, 1 from 8 from 3, and still go 30 plus because he gets to the line 15 or 20 times.
It's too tight.
I'm just keeping it very simple. Saturate says you want to back the Wolves. Randall is the play. I get that too. But I'm putting my faith in Ant here. Alexander Walker is important. Naz Reid is important. Everybody's got to step up. We just talked about the Thunder at home are plus 191. Plus 191. I mean, it's just in 8 games. I mean, it's just they've been impressive. So I cannot wait for the basketball game tonight. We have action from all of us. Brizzy on Holmgren over 59 points. Thunder team total over 114.5. Wine time on the Wolves. First half team total over 53.5. Ant over 27.5. And then the 6-point teaser 13.5 for Minnesota plus 13.5 and the over 215. And I'm on the first half plus 5 at minus 111, which did make me uncomfortable. If I lose that bet, I'm not live. I'm not moving on them live. They need to be involved in this game early. And then I'm on Ant here. I expect him to be an alpha. These are legacy games, so we'll see what sort of legacy he wants to leave. Rooker RBI for Justin McKelvey. Great work, my man. We have the Astros threatening very much. Bases juiced with 1 out.
I see them live minus 115 right now.
And it just moved to minus 120, which means it's 2-0 count.
Yep.
Great stuff. Wine time. Brizzy and I are going to hammer WNBA. You crushed it as always. Thank you for all that you do for us, Wine time, my man. Before you go, do you want to give everybody one last breakdown of your MLB action for the late games?
Yeah, guys. As far as the late night action tonight, Braves money line plus 135. We're still unsure if that game's going to actually go or not. I'm going to take a look into that after the show. We're on the Blue Jays money line plus 120. I'd move on it as soon as you can. This line's going to continue to move towards them. It already has. I'm also on the over 8.5 minus 115 in that game. Angels money line tonight plus 140. I'm hoping to get to that game tonight. And then 2 games that I'm very close to moving on, guys. The Diamondbacks money line minus 130 and the Royals Reds under 7.5 minus 120. Let's just see if this line where this went in this Tigers game really quick, or not in the Tigers game, in the Royals game. Let's see here. Royals 7.5. Oh wow, it's down to a 7 plus 105. Wow. It's gonna be a stay away for me, guys, even though you can get a little bit plus money. I wanted to take the 7.5 and I waited a little bit too long. If it gets back up to us, I don't know. That's going to be a stay away game. I won't tweet that out, but I might still tweet out these Arizona Diamondbacks money line minus 132 right now. I'm seeing at my book. That's very appealing for me. And then we're going to go into the basketball game. As you mentioned it, Anthony Edwards over 27.5 points, minus 105. Timberwolves team total over 53.5, minus 110. And then we're on the 6-point teaser, Minnesota Timberwolves plus 13.5, and the over 215 got minus 120 on that. And I wrote down what Billy said about the Edwards double-double. I'm going to look into that a little bit after the show as well. I might throw a little. I'm not going to make that official, but I think I might throw a little sprinkle on that. But I like the T-Wolves today. I think they're live. We'll see if they win this game outright. Like I said, I won't be surprised if they lose, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they win this game. I would not throw the Thunder money line in a parlay with anything. Definitely would have me a little scared tonight, but I'm on the Timberwolves tonight. I like the Timberwolves. So appreciate you guys for having me as always, man. Love doing the show with you on Wednesdays. Let's keep it going. I'll see you guys on Friday. Talk MLB, talk NBA. Catch me on Sundays walk-off wagers with my guy Morgan Spooner. Spoon's Bets, man. We've been killing it over there. He's been doing a great job doing the breakdowns, breaking down the weather and the market, all that stuff. He's doing a lot of the heavy lifting there. So shout out to my guy, Morgan Spoons. Shout out to all the guests that we've had on there too. This weekend, we should have my guy Moose on there. It's going to be his walk-off wagers debut. So I'm stoked about that. We talked earlier this week. He's finally is capping this MLB now. So he's going to be joining us on Sunday for a couple of the games. My guy Stacks will be there. My guy Dabby Cab, as always, will be there as well. And I got to have one of you guys on here one of these Sundays as well, whenever you guys are free. So we'll be talking about that as well. But shout out to everyone in the chat, man. Good luck on your guys' action today. We've got a lot of games today, man. We've got games all day long. I'm locked in. I'm ready to go. It's wine time always, guys. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I'll see you.
There he is, our guy, Wine Time Sports. Just to put a bow on the game once more, Joshua Alexander, whom I love cabbing with, but he says 27.5 is low for Ant-Man. 27.5 is suspect. I would have put it at 26.5. 14 playoff games this year. Ant has gone over 27.5, 6 of them, 6 of the 14. The 2 of his last 5, he's gone over that. So I would have put it at 26.5. So when I saw 27.5, I thought that was a sign that he was, that people think he's going to score. You could have put that at 25.5. Is the way I saw it. But I hear you here. Let's roll on. The Twinkies did have 2 runners on, and we're in a dangerous spot, but now we have 1 out again. The Athletics did get out of it. It is 2-1 at the end of 3. 2-1 at the end of 3. Let's roll here. Brizzy, my man, we move on to the WNBA. I had a chance last night before I went to bed to move on the -3 on the Fever. I had planned to be on the Fever, but I saw that it was moving towards the 2.5. And I was like, okay, do you think I wake up to 2.5? Then it did move to 2.5 last night. It did move to 2.5. But when I woke up, it was 4.5. And that sucks. I didn't want to move on that number, but I screwed this up. I love backing teams when their star player is not in the lineup. This was my chance here to do it. And the problem was I was actually right. But I shouldn't have bothered. I should have just taken the 3 with low vig. This opened up at 2.5, goes to 3, back to 2.5, bouncing all over the place. This was a 2.5 just before I woke up at 5:48. At 5:55, it's a 3.5. At 6:08 a.m., it's a 4. That's what I saw when I woke up, a 4. And then it moved to 4.5. So it sucks. I screwed it up. Now I should be able to get in live at some point. This total's at 164. It opened up at 161.5. We've gone up here. So let's break down this one. Indiana Fever, Washington Mystics. We're in Baltimore, Maryland for this one. Fever will move forward now for 2 weeks without Caitlin Clark out with the quad strain. So it's Sophie Cunningham who will, be playing a much bigger role here. She's averaging 7 points per game so far this year. And now you could say Aaliyah Boston will be leading the offense, but Cunningham will have the rock here. Boston, though, averaging 18.5 and 10.5 boards. This is a much stronger team than last year. They come in off a tough 90-88 loss at home to the Liberty on Saturday. We've heard Brizzy talk about they add DeWanda Bonner. They add Natasha Howard. They add Sydney Colson. They add Brianna Turner. Mystics coming off their 3rd straight loss, 68-62 at the Mercury on Sunday. They wrap up a 4-game road trip where all the games ended within 6 points of each other. They've looked really good behind first-year coach Sydney Johnson, but they're a simple team to cap, I think, and I can't wait to hear Brizzy's breakdown because just because the line went a little bit further away from me and I get jealous and angry and don't move doesn't mean I can't find a move live. And also, the Mystics, I think, will be a pretty predictable team. They're 8th in the league scoring. They struggle scoring, 78 points per game. But they are right now the number 1 team in the league in field goal defense and 3-point defense. They're 2nd in rebounding. They're 2nd in turnover differential. We talked about the Atlanta Dream yesterday. Why I was on them was that it was clear to me, grinder or no grinder, whatever, they're more than the sum of their parts. And the Mystics are too. But it sucks. I missed the 3. Brizzy, take it away. We have Indiana Fever, Washington Mystics, 1 game on the board. Floor is yours.
Yeah, the Mystics suffered kind of like the first glance back to reality. We kind of talked about this last Wednesday that they were going for their first West Coast trip of the year. And each game on the West Coast trip they lost, went under the total. And they just didn't adjust body clock-wise. It didn't seem like throughout the whole entire trip. The last game was the game that they kind of like half showed up in, 68-62, but Brittany Sykes had a little bit of leg problems at the end of that trip. News came out yesterday that Clark is going to be out with a quad injury, kind of similar to their preseason matchup with the Mystics when they played without Clark. This is going to be the first of 2 meetings within 1 week. Next Tuesday is going to be in Indiana. These are the type of games I feel like you can't let up if you're the Mystics, but definitely a type of game where you'll see an inspired Fever performance. Both ingredients should kind of contribute towards an over on the total. But I kind of don't want to lay points with the Fever here of like every time I think of the Fever before Clayton Clark, they were fucking bad. Like, they were fucking bad. Like, they used to be like one of the worst teams in the WNBA. Phil Kate and Clark, even when they had Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell on the team, that team was fucking awful. So I don't know if I want to be getting into the business of like laying chalk with them. Like, if I can catch a live line after halftime, I think the Mystics kind of come out with a little bit of spark in the first half. Maybe catch the Fever live here, but I think it's going to be a big Brittany Sykes game wherever that lies. Over 18.5 points for me. Good buy low spot on the vet here. Second highest usage rating in the WNBA. She's coming off a 1-for-13 game versus Phoenix on the final game of a road trip, where a game that she was listed as questionable before the game. It was the fewest amount of free throw attempts that she had in a game. Before that, she's had 8+ free throws made in every game, scoring 22+ points in 3 of her first 4 meetings of the season. 30.4% usage rating is going to rank number 2 in the WNBA. And we've seen a lot of guards like Ryan Howard, Sabrina Ionescu, Alicia Gray in the recent weeks light up the Fever. And as much as I love Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hall, I don't think they're really out there to be locking up Brittany Sykes. It's a weird one. Like, betting philosophy says Fever, but my eyes tell me that the Mystics aren't as bad as this recent run as they've been on the West Coast. Like, you see this in the NBA all the fucking time. You see this in college basketball all the fucking time, especially this year with the realignment of conferences. When teams go out from East Coast to the West Coast and they're very young, they end up struggling, man. And then they end up coming back to the crib and doing good. I mean, if you look at their first 2 games of the season that they played on the East Coast, they scored 94 and 90 points, and they were ranked number 1 team in the WNBA week 1 for points scored per game, number 1 in the league for three-pointer percentage. And then it kind of came back to reality on their 3 West Coast road trips. So somewhere in between, I feel like, is where the Mystics are. Like, I don't think this is a fringe playoff team, but I don't think this is Chicago Sky bad or like Connecticut Sun bad. But then the Fever, I feel like the public is going to overhype them up a little bit in the recent of like, Kate and Clark's out, everybody steps up, and then they play the Connecticut Sun. I don't know. I don't want to be betting on the Indiana Fever without Kate and Clark in the lineup, but it's like a yin and a yang of like, I don't want to bet on them, but their upcoming schedule for the next week and a half, 2 weeks is pretty shitty. Of like, they play at Washington, home against Connecticut, at home against Washington, Chicago Sky, and then we'll see if Kate and Clark will be back. So like, they should be able to go about at least 500 through those games, and this might be one of those 500 games.
Yeah, it's a great breakdown. Brizzy, why on earth is this total going up and climbing up and everybody betting the over?
Because the Mystics, I don't think the Mystics 3-game West Coast road trip is a subsequent of like what they are this year. Of like, their first 2 games of the season, they're getting out and running up and down the court. I mean, their defense looked terrible in the first couple of games. Of like, the Atlanta Dream put up 90, the Connecticut Sun, who we all think is the worst team in the WNBA, they hung up 85. I mean, the Valkyrie scored 76, and that was their first game without Tiffany Mitchell in the lineup. So it's like, I don't know, man. There's something about their recent game totals have just gone way under, but I don't think that's indicative of the Washington Mystics. Of like, I feel like the Mystics are going to want to get up and run up and down this team. Kate and Clark out there. I think the edge for the Mystics in their brain and their scouting report has to be at the guard position tonight of Brittany Sykes, Senior Citrone, getting out in transition here against Kelsey Mitchell, who's a speedster, but Sydney Colson's an old head. She was like the 3rd-string point guard for the Aces last year, and now she's playing a starting role. I don't know how much they're going to close with her. Like, if I see the closing lineup with her in it, I would imagine the closing lineup is going to be Lexi Hall, Sophie Cunningham, DeWanna Bonner, Natasha Howard, Aaliyah Boston.
Yeah, they've had one home game all year. It's back May 16th. And they put up 94 and beat a good Atlanta Dream team. They're clearly more than the sum of their parts. This is a team I want to bet. But in saying that, I don't really want to mess with totals I don't really want to mess with totals. So do you think there's a chance that we see a move towards Washington at some point? Is there a chance that we see some fours?
Nah, the public, or I should say the WNBA betting public loves themselves some Indiana fever. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But I will say I'm shocked that there isn't any like Washington love coming back of like Washington's been like a nice little ATS underdog cash cow, I feel like, for a year and a half. It feels like every time I bet against the Washington Mystics above 4.5 points, they end up like pulling out outright W's. But their first home game of the season, they had Jaden Daniels sitting courtside, and he did some commercial for them, I guess, before the game. So like the arena was buzzing and everybody was hyped up. But it's kind of like one of those situations where you have the LA Lakers coming in, no LeBron. They have AD in the lineup that we were talking about pre-Luka era. They have AD in the lineup, and they're still laying points against a team. And it's just like, do you really want to get involved? Because it's like, I feel like the Mystics should be good plus money, but if they do lose tonight, I would probably double down on it next Tuesday. So it's like, do I really want to preset myself for placing 2 bets? I think Brittany Sykes has a good game. Everybody else is kind of a question mark of like, Kiki Efren's been nice, but is Kiki Efren going to do too good against Aaliyah Boston, et cetera? Seeing a lot of short people betting the under on Aaliyah Boston, 17.5 points. A lot of people seem to like the under on that and are betting over on Sophie Cunningham. Sophie Cunningham's point prop 8.5. Lexi Hall's point prop is sitting at 9.5. Sophie Cunningham's 3-point prop 1.5 at -136. You can get Lexi Hall's at 1.5 at plus money. We saw the game before last. The coach just basically, Stephanie White, former Connecticut Sun coach that bought DeWanna Bonner over, basically just benched the bitch for Lexi Hall and just said Lexi Hall is just going to go out here and shoot shots. And she gives a lot of energy on the court, and they're probably going to need her energy tonight on the floor.
Now, Eldorado Custodian saying, I'm surprised Fever are even favored. Ask yourself, is this supposed to be Fever -13 with 40% offensive efficiency gone? The spread realistically, so he's on the Mystics. That it will be a fun thing to. I want the Fever. I know what teams do when the superstar's out in game one, and I'd like them to get that cash for me. It's a 50-50 ticket count, and I expect money to be coming in on the Mystics because they've been very good. I do believe that the Fever have something to prove, and they'll get worse every game, not better every game. So if I can get a 4, I will move on it. I'm angry that I didn't move in the 3.
I think you can get it live. It sucks to say that to people on a live show of like, hey, this is WNBA basketball. These fucking live lines move fucking drastic. Like, we're on the Sunday show and we're starting off the baseball thing, and I wanted to bet the Sparks pregame, but I thought the first quarter would be kind of sketchy because we've been betting the Sparks first quarter and it keeps on being weird results. And we started up the stream, and I caught the Sparks live at +100 against the fucking Chicago Sky. If you ask anybody in the chat, would you bet the Sparks against this guy at plus money? Everybody would place 2 units on it. Of like, the WNBA lines are like very computerized of like, it's not moving with of like the thought of the public. It's just moving with the game scores of like, if the Mystics find themselves up 20-16 at the end of the first quarter, Indiana is probably going to be plus money.
Yeah, I want pre-flop action. I'm not going to move on the 4.5. If I can get a 4, I'll be in here. I would like to bet the under, but I won't with this move towards the over, and also with everybody seeing the Mystics under. I think that was an important point that I needed to hear because those games were low scoring. Those first 2 were very high scoring. So we shall see. God, how many warning tracks in this fucking Twins game? Warning track after warning track after warning track, and we can't get this live over. But still time. Runners on the corners with 2 out, unfortunately. Is there anything that you are going to make official here for us?
Yeah, Sykes, 18.5 points. Second highest usage rating in WNBA. I think this is a great buy low spot. You see this a lot in the NBA. I hate comparing the NBA to WNBA, but like team that goes on a West Coast road trip, veteran star player gets tired by the end of the road trip, goes 1 for 13, gets 2 days of rest, bounces back in the next game and looks back to normal. Like, I don't see anybody on the Fever really stopping Brittany Sykes, but I don't know if that's going to result in a win or not.
Over 18.5 points. What's the VIG?
Minus 110.
Minus 110. I am planning on moving on the Fever. If this stays at 4.5, I mean, I could put money in my BOL account and just take it there at 4. I want the 4. I guess I'll just move past it. It is nerve-wracking, and I will look a lot. I'm looking forward to this game. I'm enjoying capping this very much, Brizzy, and we're all excited to watch you work for a full season. We didn't give you the full season last year because we weren't as pumped up as we are now about all of this capping. So we'll be cheering you on. Brizzy is on Brittany Sykes over 18.5 points. I will be on the Fever. I do want the 4. And, oh, God, there it is. Inning over in Tampa. Disappointing. Need Tampa to run up the score here against these. But the Twins' relief corps is good, but they'll put out their bums now, won't they? That was a chance. 2 on, no out. All right, Brizzy, my man, tell us a little bit about the new Locker Room Talk podcast. New episode is out right now. Tell us a little bit about it.
Can we quick preview the Thursday slate? Because it's some really good games. The Golden State Valkyries play the Liberty Part 2.
Yeah.
Liberty are coming off a major blowout. They scored 90-plus points in every game so far this season. Shockingly, I kind of like the Liberty team total under or a full game under in that game of like, after you just blew a team out by 30 fucking points, how inspired are you going to be to show up the next night and just play the same exact way that you did the game before? I definitely think the Valkyries plus the 19.5 points is definitely a move of like, how can you just copy and paste? It's just lazy work by the sports books. They're copy and pasting a line from the last game 1 to game 2.
But it was 16.5, and it closed at 17.5.
I was going to say, I thought it was 19.5.
No, it opened at 16.5. The 1 point move, 16.5 to 17.5. We talked about it yesterday on the show because I thought I beat myself up, but we'll go back here. Closed at 18 here, 18.5. It closed at the line opened up at 16.5. It moved to 15. The first move was towards the Valkyrie, and then it was at 15.5 on the morning of the game. And then it started moving towards New York, and it didn't. And remember, everybody had seen Golden State just win and play well, and the public was on Golden State. And I should have put that together when it moved 17.5, and I kind of beat myself up on it. But keep rolling. Is this something that you want to make official for tomorrow?
More than likely, we'll be tweeting that one out for the Valkyries Liberty game. And then the second game is Dallas Wings versus Chicago Sky. We saw the Wings get their first win yesterday. Caitlin Clark. Paige Becker's going back to the state of Connecticut for the first time in her professional career. I mean, she looked fucking great. But I feel like they're getting way too much respect from the odds makers laying points against the Sky here. And we talked about the WNBA schedules for like certain teams are just like impossible to get out of. Like the Fever is a prime example last year. They were like 11. They're like 3-11 to start off the year last year throughout like the first couple months of the season. And I feel like the Sky just had a tough schedule so far. They played at Indiana, at New York Liberty, and then on the road at the Sparks and Phoenix, which are two of the better like West Coast home court advantages. I think they might have found something in that Mercury game, though. They struggled to close out the game, but it was the first time all year that all the starters scored in double digits. Vandersloot and Reese both had double-doubles. Cardosa had 16 and 9. Nurse had 4 3-pointers. I think that they should be able to win one of these two games against Dallas. They have a home and home, so they play against Dallas tomorrow, and then they play in Dallas on Saturday. I think the Sky pick up one of those two games, and I think it's going to be tomorrow night, plus 3.5, plus money. Nobody wants to do it. I think the Sky are actually probably one of the worst teams in the WNBA, but this is too far. The line is going too far. Of like, I can understand Paige Becker's going to Connecticut, a state that she has her fucking jersey number retired, and all of her former coaches are going to be sitting sidelines. But now going into Chicago, like, I wouldn't be laying points here with the Dallas Wings. I think the Chicago Sky plus money is like probably one of the best bets of like the card like today and tomorrow. That's
interesting. You know, we have a much shorter show tomorrow if you want to jump on with us. It's much shorter on Thursdays. You know, it's a funny spot with Dallas, Chicago, because it honestly feels like you're buying both high because the Sky have gotten better every game, and that was an impressive cover last night. I mean, we knew to stay off the Mercury. It was fishy. Everyone's like, "This is so easy. Mercury's so easy." And we're like, nothing is so easy in this shit, man.
Yeah, either.
I'll reach out to you if you want to join. No pressure here. Samit taking the A's live. It is now 2-2. Now 2-2. So we'll see how that all bangs out. Brizzy, you're the man. Thank you for the insights on tomorrow, and we'll see if you can hop on with us. We want to hear a little bit about the Locker Room Talk podcast. We have UFC Vegas. Tell us a little bit about it.
Big week for the Locker Room podcast, UFC Vegas 107. We got Aaron Blanchard representing the Dirty Jers going up against Macy, the future Barber, two of the top girls in the weight class, title eliminator. And then we have some bangers spread it out throughout the card. So if you guys want to see what bets we have firing off for this weekend, make sure you tune into the Locker Room podcast. We went live last night, recapped just a week's worth of news and stuff like that, looking into future fights for the summer. And then we rolled off, everybody shot out their parlays. And we also talked about some fights. We have an OnlyFans segment for this episode where we go over all the women's fights of the card and good little nuggets in there.
I love it. You guys have done such a great job. Keep up the excellent work, Brizzy, and thank you for all that you do for us here on Betting with the Bag. Brizzy, there's his X handle here. Please click on that. If you don't follow him, please support him. Brittany Sykes over 18.5 points in WNBA. In the NBA, Holmgren over 15.5 points. Thunder team total over 114.5 for our guy Billy Brisbane. Brizzy, any last words for the cappers supporting the show?
Yeah, make sure you keep on collecting the cash. We're rolling into the dog days of the summer where the playoffs are ending, and it's just a bunch of baseball in the WNBA.
I can't wait. And we're going to be hammering horses as well. Shout out to our guy, Billy Brisbane. Let's get our co-host, Mr. Jose Bouquet, back here in business. Jose, how are you feeling about your action, my man?
I feel like I'm having open heart surgery. It's not a fun one.
You see how many balls have died at the track in this Rays Minnesota game?
Yeah, and in the last 3 innings, it's just been traffic the whole time. It's been disgusting to watch. And I'm watching fucking Cody Funderbunk, fucking whatever the fuck, trying to get this. And now it's just getting dicey here. And the Red Sox too. I mean, I don't think he joined us on the Red Sox, but they went down 4-3 when Dobbins comes in because he's a rookie and this is his first time being a long man. Shocker. And they threw Bernardino early instead of late, so that was a little annoying, but whatever. He gave up a run too. And luckily Willie Abreu's got my back, but yeah, it's a it's a stressful time over here.
Well, we have 2 out now, runners on the corners. We need a hit right here badly. So let's review your MLB action here, my man. Salty Pete, it was updated yesterday. Did something come up with I'll take a look at that. But while we're doing that, Jose, please review your action in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, Blue Jays. Damn, we didn't ask for friends and families. Motherfuckers.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't do that. But I'm on the Toronto Blue Jays. Toronto Blue Jays, the Angels, and apparently the Braves game is already postponed. So that's basically it for me. I'm on that over live and the Sox. But yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about. It's not. We'll fix that. I think I know what you're talking about. The positions here are a little out of order. Oh yeah, because Loshak's actually, but we'll fix all that. And but Salty Pete in the running. Oh god, I thought that was a fair ball. Salty Pete in the running. Second place is up for grabs here. Salty Pete is in second. Okay, we'll fix that. Salty Pete is in second. Only top 2 get paid, so there's a lot of cash up for grabs there, Pete.
Please catch this. Thank God.
So let's we'll figure this out, my man. I'll get this figured. But you are in second. I thought it was Big Show, but it's very, very close between you guys. So support.
How am I doing?
Not your best work. Not your best work.
Am I in front of your mom?
Oh God, they picked them off. Unbelievable. It's just Oh, balk? What are they saying? It's a balk.
They're letting this.
Yeah,
they're letting this
5-0.
go.
5-0.
Okay, good.
A balk. So we know some of you guys got the 4.5.
Thunderbunk is pissed. He must have crossed his ankle by his knee or whatever the fuck. Because I looked pretty clean. I don't know.
I was shocked.
Rocco Baldelli will fight about it.
No, he's not funny. He's cool. Cool as a cumber, man. Cool as a Let's see this.
Okay, good. Now we really need a base hit.
One base hit. I don't know if we get it.
Secure the push for us. Taylor Walls. Yeah, I think his ankle crossed his knee. Something I used to do frequently, and I actually wouldn't get called for it because I'm a G, you know. But yeah, I am very nervous about this. Okay, well, there are my nerves come to life.
All right, we need 3 outs. 3 outs and we're screwed. All right, sucks. Okay, thank you, Sancho. Thank you to all of you guys. Let's review action here. I don't care that I'm shocked. So Sammy Reinhart must be 100%. There's just no way he would play. The thought is that Mikola is dealing with an upper body injury, which means he should be attacked at all time. And AJ Greer back in the lineup. So it's wild that this line's not moved with all those guys coming back. Hurricanes are going to win tonight. So that is my friends and family edition. Hurricanes are going to win tonight.
Well, I'm just going to make a friends and family between us two of the Blue Jays and the Hurricanes.
I like it. That's going to pay out huge. That's going to pay out
yeah,
huge.
Especially because the Blue Jays are plus, yeah.
But Pig Milk, our friend Pig Milk is not backing his Carolina Hurricanes. Pig Milk is not on the Hurricanes, and he is a Carolina Hurricanes season ticket holder. He's on Florida. Team total over 3.5 at plus 176.
So you taped that on your computer. You thought you were going to do the whole show with that thing on there, huh?
It was short-sighted. It was poorly put together. Very poorly designed.
Was that like a this morning thing? Did you just see it and you were like,
no, I've been sitting there. I was like, I'm going to pull out the hurricane towels when it means a lot. You know, that's what I've done.
Fair.
Yes, BJ, I never went over the hockey market. I don't usually do it. I just don't care about it. But yes, I can give you the hockey market here. We have 65% of the tickets on Florida and 61% of the cash on Carolina. And I could also double down on that team total over, which I don't think I will, but it's very, very live. You know, why don't I just take a look at what that is here? Cause it's, last second, and then we'll put a bow on this one here.
We're at the witching hour with our bet here.
Yeah,
you're like 10 seconds ahead. Oh my God, Connor Siebold's pitching for the Rays. Holy shit, what a ghost from the past.
The team total on the Hurricanes, is it worth betting? No, it's 2.5 minus 130. You could get to 3 for very expensive. No, honestly, keep it clean.
Connor Siebold's asking to give up a run right now.
1 run. Can we get 1 run? 1 run. 4-4 in LA Cleveland. Wow. Wow. And shout out to our guy Salty Pete. What a great friend of the channel. Those beautiful cottages in Nova Scotia. It's that time of year. It is that time of year to celebrate those Harbor Acres cottages. And shout out to our friend Salty Pete. So Gogster's on no goal first 9.5. I'm on the Carolina Hurricanes. The only regret is I wish I would like to have a unit and a half on it, but I won. We have best bet from BJ. He's on the Canes and he's on the Timberwolves plus 8.5. Yeah, I think we're in business, BJ. I can't wait. You know, win or lose. I really like where we stand. Let's go to battle. So I am in danger here. And you know, we're learning about this stadium, George M. Steinbrenner Field. So, you know, we're figuring it out. And it's
Ty France, come through for us one time. Oh, please, Ty France. It'd be nice.
Then I am on the Houston Astros here on the -1 line. They are down 3-2 going to the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll see how that bangs out. So all of a sudden, not quite as glorious as it looked.
And Guardians, Dodgers are tied as well. Someone said they were minus like 8,000 earlier as well.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Bottom of the 8th.
I'm on the first 3 under 2 in Pittsburgh, Arizona, and then I've got to decide the additions. At this point here, I'm not sure if I get to the window with this Cincinnati, Kansas City. Oh. Well, we got a duck on the pond. Blue Jays on the over. Angels first 3. I'm going to bet those for sure. And then I've got to decide what to do with Washington and Seattle. What do you think about such a warm night in Seattle?
It's funny, again, you say warm and it's 77. That's, room temp. It's not that hot. So I definitely, you like the under in that game, correct?
I do, but it's by far the hottest night game of the year. I'm nervous about it because that first very warm day in Toronto, that was soared over. Guardians are up 7-4. Look at that.
Yeah, well, that's how it happens.
That is exactly how it happens here.
Cody Clemens, you son of a bitch, come through for us. I had dinner with your family once when I was a wee lad. We watched Derrick Rose and Mario Chalmers duke it out. Let's do it one fucking time. One time. We're just begging for a push now. God damn it.
Oh, Nathan started asking me, I don't like foot. No, I cashed on Carolina in game 4. I'm cashing on Carolina in game 5. I'm quite confident.
Do you think,
by
the way, Jimmy, do you think the Stars are dead?
No, I expect to bet them in game 5.
I figured, yeah.
But I haven't done it yet, and I want to sit with it for longer. But I expect to be on them tomorrow.
Okay. Hopefully, we can win in 6, and maybe the odds makers will look happily along Florida. They'll make the Oilers a favorite. I could hedge for my bet and just free ride it.
What was he swinging to that pitch for?
Oh boy,
we're down to our last hope.
I'm gonna have to shame the Clemens family. I hated Roger Clemens growing up because I only knew him as the Yankee. So, shout to him.
You didn't know him as a Cy Young Award Toronto Blue Jay?
I did not know.
Back-to-back Cys with us.
He won a couple with the Red Sox, but who cares about that? But yes, he that's when he just I think he told who did he tell that? He was like, I'm almost done. And he was like fat and out of shape. And then he went to Toronto, got in shape and fucking figured it out. I forgot who his team was before.
I'm not sure if it's got in shape rather than.
Oh, yes, you're right. Started taking the massive amounts of performance enhancing drugs, allegedly.
Yes. Allegedly.
Royce Lewis, please. You have not done anything.
One single. Can we get one single 2-0 count?
Ty France running on contact. He's not fast, but give me a chance.
I was right down the pipe there.
I wouldn't care so much if I didn't bet this twice like a fucking donkey. But here we are. Oh, my God.
I should have been on the Rays. You guys put it on a tee for me.
Right down the fucking middle, and he couldn't hit that.
That's back-to-back pitches right down the middle. He's behind. I think this is not going to go well for us here.
Let's hope that oh my God, he was behind on that. I'm just going to pray that Connor Seabold fucks up and throws him something off speed.
Oh, he held off. All right, we have a full count. Can we get a little ticky-tack? You think Ty France gets thrown out at plate? No, he's got a huge lead.
With two outs, he's running. Okay. With 2 outs, he's running on anything, so he should make it, but he's kind of tubby, I will admit. I've seen the man in person many a time.
Oh my God! No, it's not far enough. Jesus. Oh man. Another warning track. That looked gone off the stick, man. Fuck, that hurts. All right.
What a disappointment.
Very disappointing. But lots of action left here. 1-1 to start the day, but I did lose on this live bet, so it's a little worse than that here. Lots of opportunities as we move forward. Thank you guys for all that you do for us. Go out there and get that cash. A ton of opportunities for us to get paid in full this evening. Nate Cerna, Slow Jams, Arsenal, Christopher Comentini, Jason Meyer, the El Dorado Custodian, Saturated, Sancho, Robert Franklin. What a great group. Mally Mal, Noel 207, Jerry Davis, Salty Pete, BJ, Wine Time. Great job from Wine Time. We thank our live guest, Mr. Gogster, Wine Time, Brizzy. What a great group we had today. Thank you guys. Black Thor King, Dougie Wise, Samit. Thank you guys so much for all that you do for us. Let's hope that we can get back to you guys with winners. And we've done an okay job of that, but we need to do a better job of that right now. So let's go out there and get that cash. Jose, my friend, any last words for the Capper Sporting Show?
Oh, God, what a day it is. It's going to be a fun one here. Remember, here's a pro tip from us, from me to you guys. Remember, when you're live betting, just hit the button once. It will go through, apparently. Don't hit it twice, because it will go through twice. So shout out to all you guys in the chat, or from Nasty Nate to Black Thor King to Jerry Davis to Sancho, my dude, Christopher Comentini, El Dorado, all you guys. Thank you all for being in here every day. It's always a pleasure to do the show in front of you guys, for you guys, whatever the words are. But let's put together our fucking money here. Let's go get it here, and let's Leche, los bookmakers. Let's go.